I just realized that I was on mute. I just realized. I'm so sorry. As usual, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so very much for joining the live. Happy Sunday. And as usual, sound off in the comment section and let me know who is here. You still not hearing me? Oh my God, what is going on? Are you hearing me now? Are you guys able to hear me now? I had my mic on mute before, but I turned it up now, so you guys should. Okay, great. All right. So, welcome everyone. As usual, sound off in the comment section below and let me know who is here. I see Denisha. I've been looking for you for a few days and I haven't seen you. I've been calling out. Hey, girl, what's up? Um, Damarie, thank you so very much for coming. And of course, I think Lakeisha is Javon. Giovanni or Javon, I think. So if I'm not mistaken, yeah. All right, so Trackies, as usual, welcome. I just want to jump straight in, straight in, straight in. Juicy, juicy, juicy track and field yesterday. So I just want to jump straight in. I'm gonna start with the most somber thing I thought happened yesterday, and then I'm going to go ahead and continue. So the first thing I want to talk about is the women's 400 meters and 400-meter hurdles at the NCAA Outdoor Championships. As you know, Britton Wilson would have been heavy favorite in both events to take the race. However, Rashida Adeleke took the 400 meters in a personal best time, a facility record, and a meeting record. Running 49.20 seconds, and Britton Wilson was second, running 49.64 seconds. Now, in her other event, the 400-meter hurdles, she ended up finishing, I think it was sixth. Let me just pull that up. No, where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Am I on the right thing? No, I'm on men. Sorry. Why am I on men? Let me go back. Apologies, Strackies. I'm just trying to pull it up. Okay, here's Saturday. All right, 400-meter hurdles. Okay, great. So she finished seventh, running 55.92 seconds. Shout out to our Jamaican Lashana Graham that finished sixth, running a personal best time of 55.59 seconds. And of course, the race was taken by Savannah Sutherland from Michigan, who ran a personal best of 54.45 seconds. Now, the reason why I want to start with this particular race's track is I vividly remember the moment I came back live a few weeks ago. I said this is not plausible for an athlete of Britton Wilson's caliber for her to be running the 400 meters and the 400-meter hurdles back to back. I mean, I think the SECs, it was maybe she had like a 2 hour window or maybe an hour plus. Here she had 20 minutes. And I was saying, this is not plausible. I went on to say, okay, I don't want her to run both events at the NCAA championships, but knowing how this whole team thing works, they're more than likely going to let her run it. So she's going to end up running the two events, even though I don't want her to run it. I said, pick an event, pick one, you'll be great at either one you choose and focus on it and do that. And then I went on to further say, however, when USA comes around, she needs to definitely focus on only one event. Track is, do you remember me saying this? Do you guys remember me saying this on live from the get-go, that this is not something that an athlete of her caliber should be doing? Pick a lane and stay in the lane and just keep it pushing. And look what happened to her yesterday. When I saw her go out in that semifinal on when was it? Thursday. Her semifinal was Thursday. When I saw her go out like that on Thursday, I thought to myself, is she gonna have legs on Saturday to do both finals back to back? Is she gonna have the legs? And you know what? Just looking on, I was just sad. I was just sad watching her. You could tell she had nothing left. She had nothing left. And then I heard the commentator saying, after the 400-meter final, that she didn't even sit down. My opinion why she didn't sit down is that if she sat down to rest those legs, they would have probably just died and she wouldn't have been able to get up again. So that's why she probably kept standing. But in my opinion, again, this was never something that she should have tried. And look there, they wanted all both titles and they didn't get any. Not to mention, now I'm seeing everybody on Twitter going, oh, they should have never let her do this from the start. Where were all of these people? When she was running it back to back to back and winning, where were all these people that were hitting out against it? Why does this fly appear every Sunday? Is it because the food smells good? Anyway, what was I saying? Right. Crap, I forgot. The fly threw me off. Right, where were all of these people? Where was all this outrage from the get-go? The outrage should have been there from the get-go when she was running these two events. So let her know that, listen, yes you're great, yes you're phenomenal. However, you're human as well, and your body is gonna feel the effects eventually. And here we are. Yesterday, she finishes second in one and seventh in one, and of course, she couldn't turn up for the relay. I didn't even. I think I went over to Arkansas, and I don't think I saw them post her results. And usually, once you have a an athlete that makes a final, you will post their place, whether their placing, whether or not they finish way runner back or they finish at the front. They would post it, and I don't recall seeing Arkansas even post it. So it just goes to tell you the disappointment that athletes and probably coach team, everybody's feeling. But they should have known. This isn't SECs where, okay, fine, you have a select few outstanding athletes. This is the NCAA outdoor finals where everybody from every conference is coming together and running this event. They should have thought about it. And I was so sad. I was so angry. I was so upset for her because, again, she is a phenomenal athlete, but they should have done better. They should have done better. They should have done better. All right, let me take some of these comments here. Like she was tired. She was tired on the same day. It was less than, because I even heard the commentators saying that they were trying to talk as much as they could to delay the start time of the race to give her more time to rest. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. That coach did her dirty. No way she should. Yeah, again, I've been saying this from the get go. She should not have done the double. Pick one, anyone. You're great at both. And I even went on to further say, because she does the 400 meters before she does the 400-meter hurdles, the 400 meters hurdles is also suffering in terms of the performances that she could be doing in the 400-meter hurdles. She can't do them because she does the 400 before. I even went on to even say this, but here we are. What you say, one day water go away, the bottom drop out. The bottom dropped out yesterday. She ran the yeah, I thought she ran the prelim way too fast. Way too fast. Um, she said she wanted to challenge herself and do something that was never done before. Yes, of course, of course. But sometimes we have to talk people off the ledge. Not because somebody wants to do something. Or I mean, look at it. All right, look at it from your kid's perspective. If you have kids, if your child tells you, oh, I want to go do this thing, that you may in the back of your mind say, no, sir, it's not gonna really work out, But they're so gung ho about it. You're just gonna say, okay, sure, no problem, all the best. I'm sure she wanted to do it. I'm sure she believed that she could win. But at the end of the day, somebody with sense should have been able to reason and say, Britain, just pick one. Just pick one. I heard she was dealing with shin pains as well. No, I'm sure that wasn't the only pain she was dealing with. Two, if an athlete is running the 400 meters alone, let's use our Jamaican athletes, for example, and them are dead. What do you think is going to happen when you're running the 400 and the 400-meter hurdles back to back? Crazy. Hey Peter, thanks for coming. Remember, I soon get to that. I soon get to that, Peter. Yeah, read this comment already, I think. Damarie, I feel like after her semi, she went too hard and she thought she wouldn't be able to win both, so she tried to give it her all in the 400 meters. No, I don't think so. Yes, she may have thought she went too hard in the semi. However, In that finals, you could tell that she was trying to give her everything. That 400 meters, but she had nothing. She had nothing. That strength that she would usually show in the final 100 was nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Yeah, and she didn't have nothing left for the 400-meter hurdles, nothing at all. Poor. I was so sad. Again, I usually typically always focus on our Jamaicans, and I really don't give a hoot to school to what happens to other athletes. But like that hurt me. That hurt me to the core. I was like, there's no way they should have had her running this. Um, yeah, the round was too much. All right, she'll come back strong for nationals. Yeah, she should. She will. She will definitely come strong for nationals. I think I was saying back then that I think she, based on the whole the 400-meter field is stacking up this year, I think she'll stand a better chance at doing the 400 instead of the 400-meter hurdles at her trials and getting through, and also going for a medal, hopefully, individually at the World Championships. I was thinking that the 400 is her best shot, but yeah, um, yeah, I think the 400-meter hurdles is a little deep right now, so I was thinking that the 400 may be her best shot, but let's see which one she chooses for her trials. But yeah, I just wanted to start with that and get that sad situation out of the way, and then now we can continue. Why does it look like my shirt wasn't ironed? Anyway, I ironed it, by the way. I don't know what it looks like this. Maybe I'm bad at ironing. All right, next event. Okay, excitement now. Excitement, 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 excitement. Ah, boy. Let's start with Akira Nugent. Let's go there. So the big matchup between Aaliyah Armstrong, Messiah Russell, and Akira Nugent went down yesterday. And trackies, I have to tell you, did you see Akira's killer gladiator look on the start line before the race went off? She was like this. Like if looks could kill, you would be dead. I was like, oh my gosh, this girl is coming with some fire. But anyway, so the race got off. They all got a good start. But Masai started hitting hurdles. Then I guess somewhere to the sixth or fifth hurdle, Aaliyah started hitting hurdles, and the only person that stayed true to the 10th hurdle, because she did hit the 10th hurdle, that's Akira. But she was well clear, and she went on to win in a 12.25-second time. Yes, the wind was illegal. It was positive 3.8 meters per second, but we're not going to focus on that. Fantastic run by her. Masai Russell was second, 12.32 seconds, and Alia Armstrong was third, 12.49 seconds. Trackies, fantastic run. Akira was saying, this was the fastest she's ever felt her little feet go, and I could tell you this was the fastest she was moving. But back to some predictions that I had earlier when I was talking about this particular race. I said, if you go back to the indoors, before the indoor championships, she was losing out to Masai, and she was losing out to Masai because of the start. But what I noticed was that as it got closer to the championship, the indoor championships, into the indoor championship itself, her start got on point. So when I was watching her lose to Aaliyah, I was thinking, that start that I saw in the indoors isn't on yet. Am I going to see the same thing happen as it gets closer to the trials? We're going to, not the trials, sorry, the championships. We're going to see her start to click. And so said, so done. When I watched her in the semi, I said her start is where I need it to be. Track is, if she gets up with these athletes, she's not losing to them. You know why? Her killer top end, her top end is killer. She has one of the fastest finishes I've noticed from a hurdler perspective. I think if I should compare it, the intensity of how she finishes her race, it reminds me of when I was watching Toby Amosan last year when she was breaking the world record. Just that kind of speed to the latter part of the race was ridiculous. And that's the same vibe I get from Akira. Obviously, not a legal time, but I'm not even focusing on that, as I said, because let me go. I think when I check the time, I can always pull it back up. When I check the time, yeah. So when I checked the time, so if she had the maximum win allowable, it would actually land her smack dead on the 12.31 collegiate record. So as far as I'm concerned, she ran the collegiate record. And of course, if she had zero win, dead win, then it would have been a 12.46 run. But still, in my opinion, collegiate record is out the way, indoor record is out the way, indoor title is out the way, and um outdoor title is out the way. What's next for Akira? I said it in a comment underneath the actual race. It's time to go pro. I don't see anything else left for Akira at this particular point but to go pro. She's a fantastic athlete. Obviously, there's so much more room for growth when it comes to Akira. She's still very young, still a very, very young athlete. So there's a lot more to come in the event. But again, why not get paid doing it? You know what I mean? When you compare the times that she's running versus the rest of the world, she's right there. She's right there with the best in the world right now. So why not? I'm really looking forward to see her, go to trials. And of course, I have her in my mind taking a spot. You know how the hurdles goes, but I'm not hoping for any mishaps for any athlete. If everything goes true to form, then I'm expecting her to take a spot on the team to the World Championships. And you know what? This could be a very, very, very good World Championships for her. I remember thinking back to Omar McLeod's first year. He did 2 years, I think, at Arkansas, but his first year in 2015, he was able to make it to the finals at the World Championships. He didn't medal. I think he finished maybe sixth or seventh down the path. But he had the times that could put him on the medal podium, but he didn't execute on that day. But fast forward the next year, a year later, obviously he was Olympic champion. Now Akira was at Baylor first. Now she has transferred to Arkansas. This is her first year at Arkansas, and I think what is his second year in college? Second year, I think. Oh, I don't want to be mistaken. Either second or third, right? She is able to do fun. Yeah, I think it's third. She's doing fantastic things. Do I think she needs to do another year at Arkansas? No, I don't think so. I know a lot of you are gonna tell me, "Oh, I'm always quick to shove these athletes to go pro." Blah 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 blah. I don't really care. If you're able to if you have this kind of talent and you're able to earn from it, why not? Shakis, why am I not seeing any comments in the comment section in relation to what I've been talking about? Come on, Shakis, sound off, sound off, sound off. I want to hear about Akira. I want to hear y'all's thoughts. I think somebody said earlier they were talking about, you were saying she was going to win. Let me see if I can find back that comment. I'm not seeing it. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, Peter was saying that go away. Peter was saying, remember I told you she was going to win the NCAA 100-meter title. Yes, so we were on the ball when it came to her winning. I don't know what happened to Alia in that race. It's like she just fizzled out completely. Like the pressure of the moment just got to her because the kind of intensity that I've been seeing from her all season, I didn't get it in that race. I definitely didn't get it in that race. So I don't know what happened with Alia. Masai, really strong performance. Again, hitting hurdles. Not really good as it relates to obviously in such a strong field. Clearly, the more mistakes you make is the further it's going to push you back. But I still thought, even if they did not hit a hurdle, she would have still won. You know why? Because her ending speed or closing speed is faster than all of them. Aliyah has a better start. Masai has a better start. However, when it comes to the transitioning into her top end speed, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. So I had her winning. She won. I'm happy for her. Let's see what happens for the rest of the season for Akira. But great things from her so far. Next athlete that I want to talk about, since I'm not seeing any comments to comment on, next athlete that I want to talk about is Kevona. I want to touch on Kevona. And I'm going to talk about these two athletes at the same time. So I'm going to talk about Kevona and I'm going to talk about Julian at the same time. Track is, during the semifinals, when Julian Alfred barely won the 100 and barely won the 200. Everybody came out saying she's burnt out. And I said, no, she's not burnt out. Look at that relay leg. That doesn't tell me that she's burnt out. And as a matter of fact, that is the most explosive I have seen her. All of the relays that she's run since season, that's the fastest I've seen her. So there's no way she's burnt out. And track is in the finals, what happened? Julian came out and Julian decimated the field. No, obviously, decimating the field, she won. So she won in a time of 10.72 seconds. Kennedy Blackman was second in 10.87 seconds. Yeah. Sears was third in 10.94 seconds, and Kevona was fifth in 10.98 seconds. This was also above, the wind was also above the allowable, positive 2.3 meters per second. So let me do a quick wind calculation as it relates to what this would be. So let me go positive 2.3, because I don't think I pulled it up. I said I had her running high 10.7s. Let me see what that would be. Let me see what that would be. 10.72. Okay. Oh, my number is off. 10.72. So if she was running in the maximum wind, that would have been not much different, 10.73. Or in dead wind, it would be 10.83. So Julian doing phenomenal things. And of course, Kevona ran a really good race as well and finished fifth, 10.98 seconds. Now, what I'm going to say about Kevona, obviously, it's the same thing when we talk about Kevona. It's the start. What's beating Kevona is her start. Her finish is phenomenal, but what's beating her is her start. She has literally no drive phase to speak of. So when they start working on that part of Kevona's race, she is going to be doing some ridiculous things. Because again, if you're powering through from such a poor start and you're able to clock such phenomenal times or run back and place high, it means that when they start running, when they start fixing the things that need to be fixed, and again, I don't expect it to be fixed at Texas. I already said this. When I look at a lot of athletes, when it comes to the sprints and being in their blocks, there for some strange reason, and this is across the board, I don't see them fixing it. Sometimes you see, I don't know if you've ever noticed some of the athletes, they put their two knees down onto the ground. I only see that in college. I don't even I only see that in college in the USA. And when those same athletes transition and become professional athletes, their new coach changes that, and they no longer get in the starting blocks like that. Even Sha'Carri, I think, if you go back and look at how Sha'Carri used to be in her blocks, same way, same way. I don't know why they don't fix it. Anyway, so I'm not expecting them to fix it at Texas. However, I'm hoping that eventually Kevona decides to, go pro. When she does go pro, whichever club she chooses, they'll be able to work on it. But she'll be a devastating athlete, and I can't wait to see. But Julian doing Julian things, winning that particular race, and in the 200 meters, another solid performance from Julian, and of course from Kevona as well. I think I had this as Kevona's best finishing race as it relates to in comparison to Julian. Surprisingly, the time seemed to be pretty close in terms of the gap. The gap is pretty much the same, interestingly, but even with that, I thought this was still her best race. So for Kevona, so let me pull up the times here. So Julian won in a time of 21.73 seconds, and Mackenzie Long was second, 21.88 seconds, and Kevona was third, 22.02 seconds. Of course, the wind was not legal. It was above the allowable. It was positive 2.5 meters per second. But still, right now, I have Kevona making the Jamaican side with that run. I don't see anybody outside of the big three, if they're all fit and ready to go, that will beat Kevona out of a spot on the team to the World Championships. And remember, we have 4 spots because Sharika is the defending champion, so she doesn't have to turn up in the 200 meters. With that said, it's only 2 spots. If we're saying Shelly may go, if we're saying Elaine may go, then hopefully if they're 100%, we're possibly giving them a spot. The other person that I see that's next in line is Kevona. I did say this months ago that she was actually the next person in line. So to see this coming to fruition in terms of her times, dropping down, increasing drastically, as a matter of fact, I'm really excited. I'm excited for what Kevona can do. But again, may a dead for that start to fix. I'm dying for that start to be fixed for me to see even better things from Kevona. I have to wonder if I'm talking to myself because I don't see anybody commenting in the comment section. Is something wrong with the comment section? You guys have just left me high and dry in the comments and you're not commenting? Is my internet working? Yes, it is. I'm still live. Still see my time ticking. Come, Chucky, sound off in the comment section. I'm not hearing your thoughts. I'm not seeing your thoughts. Let me see some thoughts and opinions here. All right, so let's just jump on from Kevona then, and let's just talk about some more results that happened at the NCAA championships. So we touched the 400. We talked about the 100-meter hurdles, and we've talked about the 100 and the 200. Let's jump on to the we talked about the 400-meter hurdles as well. So let's talk about the triple jump. Yeah, we can go there. Jamaica had a good result there as well. So Akira Smith, off the back of her title-winning performance in the long jump, she came back in the triple jump and she won silver, or she placed second in a personal best jump of 14.54 meters. Now, winning the event was Jasmine Moore. She was slated to also win the long jump, but I always had Ackelia as the better athlete there in the long jump. So Jasmine won in a collegiate record. This was also a personal best, collegiate lead, facility record, and meeting record, 14.78 meters. These jumps are medal winning jumps at this particular point. So let's see what happens with Jasmine Moore for the rest of the season. But she's looking really, really good. Of course, Ackelia as well, a really, really strong performance from her. I'm expecting her on both teams to the World Championship, the long jump and the triple jump. I'm really excited for the possibilities with her as well. Can't wait to see what happens there. Let me see what else I need to report on. As it relates to the NCAAs, that is Saturday. Let's see. High jump. Okay, let's talk about Lamar Distin. So Lamar Distin, first defeat in a good while. In a few years, I'm thinking Lamar Distin. She placed second in the high jump, jumping 1.87 meters. Winning it was Charity Griffin in a personal best of 1.93 meters. Okay, so Lamar Distin losing this time around. Sometimes I don't think losing is a bad thing. I think sometimes when an athlete loses in an event, especially when they're used to dominating, it's a good thing to reignite, some of that fire underneath their bellies, to make them to see how hungry they are for the win and to make them get better. So in my opinion, even though she lost, this is just going to make her even hungrier, more determined that next time around she's going to definitely go out for the win. Also, Lamar Dixon is somebody that I have making it to the World Championships for Jamaica as well. So obviously, this 1.87 meters is not something an athlete of Lamar Dixon's caliber would be satisfied with. I think her personal best is 1.97 meters. So this is way off her personal best. So she'll definitely be coming back stronger and fighting. And hopefully by the time World Championships come around, we see her close to her best or better, right? So I'm really looking forward to that though. But second place for her, we're happy for her nonetheless. nonetheless in this performance. So, ah, I think that is it when it comes to the NCAAs. I really rolled that off quite quickly. Um, I'm wondering if there's something wrong with my comment section because I'm not seeing any comments coming in. And I know Chakis will be commenting, so something isn't right. Hold on there. Let me see if I can open the stream on something else and see what's happening. Let's see what's happening. So how come all of these comments are showing up over here and I'm not seeing them onto my thing? No, it's not coming up on my screen. This is ridiculous. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to go to the stream itself to read the comments because I'm not seeing it on my end. And this stupid fly doesn't want to go away. And I'm not seeing it on my end. I don't know. And I don't know if refreshing my stream will break it. Let me try to refresh it and see if I'm gonna loop, if it's gonna restart, what's gonna happen. Yeah, if I refresh, I'm thinking it. No, it's just gonna. It's not gonna end. Let's just. Lord of mercy, I had to refresh. Okay, I'm back. So all of these comments I have not been seeing. I'm there, of course, and I said, when me tracking them, the whole nobody's commenting. All right, I refreshed. All right, so it's back up. I don't know what happened. This has never happened to me before, but yeah. All right, so okay, good. People mad Akira. Who is mad? Who is mad at Akira one? That must be crazy. I know underneath the video they said it was what's that phrase? I don't even remember what to say right now. But yeah. Um if anybody was watching the 100-meter hurdles for the women, they knew it would be between Akira, Alia, and Masai. Right? Any one of those three could take the win. However, the most consistent of all those that three is Akira. So there's no way anybody could be looking and saying that Akira was not going to win that race, especially seeing Akira. They weren't watching Akira. They weren't watching Akira. You know what they were looking at? They were looking at the fact that she lost out to Alia. And there was a good little gap in terms of the race that she was running against her before she ran back. So they're looking at that. But what I pointed out was that if her start gets to the point where she's back level with these girls, which I was predicting was going to happen, then we would see her blow them out of the waters. So that is clearly what happened. She blew them out of the waters. I don't know who was not looking at Akira, but they're crazy. But you know what I peeped? During the race, unfortunately, I was watching it with the black box over the screen. So So when I was watching it, they were saying, Alia is out and Masai, and I know they don't mention Akira. So the whole time I'm fretting and I'm saying, so what Akira there? What Akira there? That's what I was saying to myself. It's not until Alia hit the hurdle did they men and this is by the sixth hurdle. Did you hear them mention Akira when they had no choice? When Akira was always there. And as you know, her momentum was gonna carry her and in terms of her speed, it was gonna carry her and she was going to win. So I don't know what these people were even talking about. So if you were just supposed to listen to the race, them calling the race without even seeing the visuals, you would have thought Akira was nowhere in the race when she was right there in the mix of things from the beginning, from the gun. All three athletes got a fantastic start. I need to find my zapper and deal with this fly. I don't know where this fly is coming from. And it always seems to turn up on a Sunday. It's crazy. Um, Underestimate her, the underdog always. She was not an underdog. She was not an underdog. These people are crazy. Anybody say that mad? Mad, mad, mad people. So now I'm not even able to see the amount of people that are in the stream. Okay, Trackies, please like the stream. I don't know what's happening with my thing today. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. I was screaming for joy when I saw when I saw Akira blaze through the middle of the track and cross the line first. She has the heart of a champ. Listen, she's a warrior. She is a gladiator. If you ever saw her, if you ever saw her, her look on the line. Track is the races on YouTube. NCAA has posted it up. Go look at her face. If looks could kill, she would kill you and win that race without even running. It was crazy. But yeah, she is a warrior. I loved it. She made me emotional watching her through the whole race. And I was a bit hard on her. I have to admit, I was a bit hard on her in her interview, maybe because I'm not used to Jamaicans acting, not dismissing other athletes. But you know what? Every athlete is different. Every athlete is different, and I should just come to appreciate the ones that necessarily don't want to quote unquote focus on their competition, because maybe that will throw you off your own game. So you want to focus on yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. So you know what? I was a little bit harsh on her in her interview when she talked about Masai at the indoors but it's just her thing. I'm learning that that's just her thing, to make her focus on her own race. She can't be focused on what anybody else is doing. That's what I gather from the whole situation. So yeah, I know I was definitely hard on her. Yeah. National trials, what am I seeing? I'm going with, I have two spots so far. I'm going with Akira, and if Kerika is good and what we saw earlier wasn't anything too serious, I'm going with Kerika. And based on what Daniel is doing, I'm not sure. Right now I'm leaning towards Daniel, but but if Daniel isn't 100%, then I may go with Megan. But so far, I think I'm going with Kerika and Akira. And I mean Akira, obviously clear winner. The others, in my opinion, they're gonna be a step behind. Too bad we don't have Brittany this season, because you know she's out with a knee injury. But come next season, come Olympics, the Jamaican team is gonna be firing. How much years she has remaining in college? I'm thinking one, but I don't want her to go back as a collegiate athlete. I mean, nothing wrong with keeping your same coach. But at the same time, I think it's time to move on. She's done everything. She's ran the times. She's won the titles. She has the records. There's nothing more to prove. Nothing more to prove. When it comes to the NCAAs. Absolutely proud of Akira. Me too. Why not finish her study? No, I'm not saying quit school. I'm not saying quit school, Zachary. You don't have to quit school to go when you go pro. Why does everybody think going pro means quitting school? It doesn't mean quit school. So like how I'm saying Jaden must go pro. You think I'm saying Jaden must quit school? Arkansas is good for jumps and hurdling. Yeah, yep, they're very technical in that sense. Alia hit a hurdle and lost her balance. Yeah, but again, they all have 10 hurdles in their weights. Who executes the best race? And Akira did. But as I said, even if she did not, and by she I mean Alia, if Alia did not hit that hurdle, Akira would still have won. Akira has the better top end speed. Go look back at all of those races where she ran against Alia. Alia beat her out of the blocks, clear, gone left her, and Akira run her down and almost it. Well, I don't want to say people on the line, but very close to her in terms of where the places were at the end of the day. Go watch back those races prior to the championships. So the mere fact that Akira got up with her, she wasn't gonna lose. There was no way she was losing. Yeah, you have to be able to perform under this type of pressure. Knowing that the best athletes are to your left and to your right, you have to be able to zone in, like Akira said, and that's why I'm saying I was a bit hard on her before when I realized that she didn't want to focus on Masai or acknowledge Masai. But looking back at it now, I'm thinking there's possibly a reason why she doesn't want to acknowledge her competition because it may throw her off her game. So she puts her blinders on and she focuses. That's why she has become world junior champion, and that's why she has now become outdoor champion at the NCAA's, indoor champion. And you know, she was indoor champion before as well. And of course, the records to boot. The only record she doesn't have is the NCAA outdoor title, which is not surprisingly 12.31 done by Masai Russell earlier this season. But guess what? As I said, this race that was run yesterday, if we're supposed to round it to the maximum wind, it's smack dead 10-12-3-1. So she doesn't have nothing more to prove in these ranks. Who lied candle upon Britain Wilson? No. The coaches should have been smarter. The coaches should have been smarter. Even if Britain wanted to do it, the coach should have put their foot down and said, no, Britain. Because guess what? I understand chasing the team title, but they were never going to win that team title. Do you see how much people Texas was putting in every race? In the 100 meters, in the 200 meters, they had at least three and four, I think four in the 100 and three, if I'm not mistaken, in the 200. That's crazy points. While Arkansas had one person here, one person there, one person there. How are you gonna try to take this title from um Texas without hoping and praying that Texas was just having bare mishaps all over the place? So if going in you recognize that there's a massive deficit to make up, and the only way to make it up is hoping and praying that Texas blunders. They should have said, all right, it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense try to put you in two events because we're not that close to them. Maybe if we're like one race to say take who, to decide who is going to win, like sometimes how it happens at Jamaican championships, then maybe they could have said to themselves, okay, let her do the two events and hopefully we can get the most points out of that. But they were clearly not going to win. So I don't know why they had Britain into those two races. I don't know why. Kevona is not a good 100 meter. The 200 meters are event. Look here, Kevona need a start. Kevona needs a start. Denisha, we see if Kevona gets a start, whatever not good 100 meters, nonsense, because guess what? The moment you dip below 11 seconds, you're world class. You are world class dipping below 11 seconds. Don't let Jamaica's 10-5-4 cloud our judgment of what is actually world class as a standard for the women's 100 meter sprints. Yeah? Kevona is world class. All she needs right now is a start. And that start obviously will not only help the 100, but also the 200. It really just shows fast Shakir's college record in. Even with the highest allowable wind speed, Julian's time is only, yeah, Shakir's time was phenomenal. Phenomenal. I was really impressed with Kayla Jackson's performance, hawking down everyone from lane 8th for that fourth place finish. Honestly, I wasn't focusing on anybody else. I didn't focus on Kayla Jackson. I'm sorry. Kevona's form is not good out of the blocks. Yeah, horrible. Yeah, I can see the comments now. I don't know what was happening before. Yeah. Okay, next thing. I watch her all season and she's going crazy. Kevona needs to run just the 200 at trials if she wants him. No, she's definitely turning up. If Kevona doesn't turn up and run that 200, I don't know. I changed my name. You see, though, my comment section is stuck again. I'm realizing. Because, see, this is my last comment, and this is what? Over 17 minutes ago, and well, not 17 minutes ago, 13 minutes ago, and I'm sure persons have commented since then. What is going on with my stream? I don't know if the rain is causing the internet to be poor or something. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Yep, look at all these comments. And here I am, not seeing them on my end. Let's refresh this one more time. Trackies, apologies. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. My stream is doing something crazy. Okay, back to the next comment. Kevona should stick to the 200, stick to the 200 sub for 100. Huh? Kevona should stick to the 200 sub for 100. What does that mean? Listen, Trackies, just like how the 200 meters assist the 100 meters, the 100 meters, the 200, what was I saying? Just like how the 100 assist the 200, 200 assist the one, right? So the better she gets at the 200 is the better she'll be at the 100 and vice versa, right? So I don't think she needs to ditch any other events. She just needs a better start. The difference is the 200 meters is clearly a longer event, so she has more time to make up ground, similar to a Noah Lyles, which you have more time to make up ground on your athletes and obviously run back for a good performance. But still, once I strongly believe that once Kevona gets a coach that will work on her start, she'll be doing phenomenal things in the 100 meters as well as the 200 meters. Which is why I said a lot of you didn't like when I did that video, but remember the video that we did and we said maybe Kevona should have chosen MVP UTech. It was for the mere basis that her clear issue from high school days, her clear issue was her start. So in that sense, maybe if she had chosen them, would have been seen progress on her start, similar to how Kimber Nelson also was at MVP, and guess what? Had a phenomenal start before she moved on to Oregon and now is a professional athlete training with Ronaldo Walcott. So, there's a different road. She could have taken a different road. Maybe she could have taken the MVP road, jump from MVP, go to college at US, and then jump back. I'm just saying. But that start needs some work. It needs some work. She got dusted by a heptathlete who had. I was talking some. Where are these Americans coming from into my chat? I watched another YouTube channel, and the Americans thought Akira's win was a fluke due to the others hitting hurdles. Okay, well, too bad for them. Too bad for them. Wonder if Akira will go pro after this. I think she should. I'm so happy for Nugent after that injury that she had last year. That is a comeback. Yep. And she talked about it. She talked about how, she had to sit on the sidelines and she was wondering, what she should do next. And then she took a leap of faith and said, you know what? Let God guide me on this journey. She moved on to Arkansas and look at these amazing results. I'm still sad about what happened to Brittany. Yeah, that was definitely not the news I wanted because again, I've been talking about our women's 100-meter hurdles becoming a dominant force. Not just one athlete, but multiple athletes. It sucks thinking about it that one of our best athletes is out and another one is coming in. Why can't we have all of them performing good at the same time? Similar to how the women in the 100 meters, it would be great if we have all of them come out at the same time. Jenny Brown, hopefully she gets back at her best. I haven't seen her. Now that I think about it, when I was calling those spots, I didn't mention her, but I'd have to see what Jenny does this season. I haven't really seen anything spectacular from Janique. I don't even recall seeing Janique. But yeah, hopefully she comes back. But yeah, it's sad seeing Brittany out for sure. If Karika is fit, she will make the team. May I have her making a team? Karika Hill for you. Karika finishing first? No. There's no way she's beating Akira. Some of our athletes need to go run for other countries. Oh, no. I remember what happened. We talked about this on the last stream. That's the thought process a lot of athletes had when Usain Bolt was dominating and what happened. He left and now there's a big gap that they're taking years to fill. Karika is a different athlete and can go way faster. Eventually, sure. I think Elaine is good and we will see her. We will soon see her. My advice to her, keep focused and don't watch the haters. You will always have them. Mhm. Nice, said Kingsley. Oh, exactly. No one knows what's going on. They're just running off their mouth. We're back to Elaine again. Elaine issue is not speed. It is anxiety, a bit of doubt, and a bit of doubt. She needs to relax and do some light jogging, then running. Elaine, Elaine has an anxiety issue and a doubt issue. Are we talking about somebody that was able to win after their first year of going pro in 2015, walking away with a medal at the World Championships, individual medal that is, and come 2016 win double gold? Is that the person that you said has doubt and anxiety? Or must somebody else? Must be somebody else. What's your thoughts on some of the athletes running for other countries knowing they will be more successful? No, they won't be more successful. The only difference is that the countries may give them a stipend for running for them that they're able to live off. But realistically, if you can't make Jamaica's top three or top six, let me say top six, and you decide to go run for another country, where's that going to put you? That's still not going to make you make a finals of a world championships. So switching allegiances are going to change anything. And that's cute, but Alea isn't a soft pillow to the hurdles, and had she not clipped the hurdle, she would have won. I mean, potato, potato. Elaine all day, every day. The champ. Okay. I'm gonna have to refresh this again because again my comments are not filtering in and I don't know why. I don't know why. Okay. Hey Adrian, thanks for coming. Yeah, you're late, Adrian. You're late, but thanks for coming anyway. The Jamaica 100 meters, 400 meters, and 110 meters. I guess that's hurdles for the female. Oh no, then there should be 100-meter hurdles for the females. Will be crazy. Let me see. I think most of the events that we're competitive in right now will be crazy. The jumps as well. The triple jump is also going to be good. I think the long jump is going to be good as well. Um, you said one. I think 200 is going to be good as well. I mean, they're not going to be running times like Sharika, but still, it will be a very competitive race, much more competitive than we've seen in previous years. Because in previous years, um, gosh, was anybody able to dip below maybe 22-7 in a finals behind Shelly and Elaine? I don't really call Shelly, Elaine, Sharika. I don't really recall, but I expect a more competitive 200 meters. The 400 meters hurdles is going to be crazy as well. Don't forget that. That's going to be a really, really solid race. Um, yeah, I think for the most part, the female races are going to be very competitive. Very competitive. Um, you look a bit like Elaine Thompson. LOL. Maybe because I never told you all this. I know somebody asked me a long, long time ago, and I said, I'm not going to tell you all this because you're going to have weird assumptions because I like Elaine. So you're going to have weird assumptions. But since I've been here for a good while, you know, I have absolutely no relation to Elaine at all. But yeah, my last name is Thompson. I'm happy for Kevona. That's a bomb, right? I dropped a bomb, but still, there's no relation. She's from um Bel, where is it? Up there, so Christiana side. I'm not from that side. I'm from the other side. Like you're going down Senti side. So she's from the side like you're heading towards Clarendon, and I'm from the side like you're heading towards Saint Elizabeth. I mean, I guess if you look back way into Woy Woy where Thompsons came from, then maybe. But yeah, there's no relation at all. Um. Oh, and another thing, another thing. Her father, I think, his first name is Keith, and that's also the first name of my father. But my father died when I was 5 months old. So yes, there's no relation. I'm happy for Kevona. She did good and she had a terrible start in the final, unlike most of her other races this year. Adrian is who she's running against. Remember, these are the top athletes across every conference coming together. So clearly, all of the holes are going to be on show much more, right? But still, at the end of the day, from the get go, Kevon has always had a bad start. I haven't seen a change in that all. No, I'm dying for a change. Don't get me wrong, but it hasn't changed. I'm an American, and I'm always in your chat. I just love check and feel. Thanks, Leroy. Thanks for the support. I am American and I stumbled on your channel. I'm like, of course you're welcome. You know, as long as you can take a little banter back and forth. And of course, this is a Jamaican channel, so we are going to be repping Jamaica win, lose, or draw. And we won't tolerate persons, bashing our athletes, too crazy. We accept constructive criticism, but when you're going off on a tangent for no reason, yeah, we're not going to take that. But yeah, welcome, 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 welcome. Who is this? I was jumping in joy when I saw the time Akira ran. I thought it was legal. I didn't jump because my first thought was to check the clock because I was looking at all of the other events before and I'm like, I heard them talking about the wind. So I knew it possibly wouldn't be what we were looking for. But you know what? Maximum wind 12.331 again timed the collegiate record. If she had maximum wind, I'm taking it. I think you called 12.3 yesterday, or was it Trap Boss? Somebody called 12.3 when we were on the last live. This is really good, really really good. It was spot on in terms of her performance, in my opinion. On in the game, so touchy. Couldn't even read it cause it's so true. You know, so I could put in a timeout though. It's definitely not that. She just picks up injuries a little too much. Who is that now? Who picks up injuries too much? Is it Alia? Are we talking about Alia Armstrong? Only if you give zero criticism to Jamaican athletes, especially her favorites. The other way around is allowed though. Look here, all in the game. You know, I tolerate your banter, and for you to come here and be saying that you can't give criticism when that's all you do. Clearly, it shows that you're lying, right? All right, one more refresh again to get these comments. No, sir. When is trials? Trials is 6th to 9th, next month. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Akira was closing on Alia before. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People are talking about and maybe that's why she hit the hurdle. Maybe that is why Alia hit the hurdle because she didn't expect Alia up on her Akira up on her that quickly. But based on the start that she got in her semi, they should have expected Akira to come up with a much better start than she did when she went to SECs. Now, with that said, and I already talked about it, when I saw the start, I said it's Akira's race because she's not going to be that far behind, so she'll be able to make up ground and beat them. And this is without anybody hitting the hurdle. So Alia hitting the hurdle had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. She was gonna beat her. Um, Kevona was beating Julian at champs, so she can beat her again after her injury is totally healed. Yeah, but okay, let's take injury out of it because it's a part of the game. What else can be fixed as it relates to Kevona's execution? The biggest and the most glaring issue with Kevona's execution is her start. So separate apart from injuries and things that you have no control over, her start. I'm thinking that there's some control over that from a coaching perspective, right? So if she gets a better start, she's gonna be fantastic. She is fantastic right now, but obviously even more fantastic. That's what I mean. Um, because she's not with the same coach and directive, it will affect your mind. I don't even know what these comments are in relation to anymore. Um, Akira did hit the last hurdle, but somehow people are pretending she. No, because that's what they said on the commentary. That's what they said on the commentary. So they're like, "Oh, Akira didn't hit any hurdle." No, she hit the last hurdle for sure, for sure, for sure. But you know what it is? People will see what they want to see. Let them. Oh, you know what? Let them pretend it was a fluke. Because guess what? The more they pretend it was a fluke, is the more Akira is gonna come out in her next race and slap them where they don't like it. Akira was already in a comfortable position to win. Her hitting the last hurdle wasn't going to do anything to negatively affect her race. Um, so what is the number to call in? Oh, I wanted to get the talking out of the way before I hate this fly. I wanted to get the talking out of the way before. Let me look for this banner thing. Um, yes, I have the number in my banner thing now. So I'll just put it up on the screen when I'm done with the when I'm done with talking about whatever I wanted to talk about. Um, the men's 400 meters will be a movie scene. Yeah, the men's Jamaica's men 400. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Agreed, agreed. It's gonna be good. I love track, and that's why I'm here. I love that you read and respond to comments. Well, guess what? If you guys get to the level where you start giving me super chats, I may pick, choose, and refuse. All the races and fast times lately have tornadoes behind the athletes. Yes, and then we have to take into consideration that they were at altitude as well. Yeah, 22.2 at least. Let me check it. What was it? 22.02? Let me check it on my calculator and see if that's what I'm getting. Um, 22.02. 22.02. What was it? Positive 5? Hold on. What was the wind? That's Friday. This is Saturday. Result wind 2.5. Actually, it's much better than that. It's much better than what you're saying based on the calculator that I'm using. Um, on this calculator, it is in dead wind, it's 22.18, and in maximum wind, it is 22.04. Am I using the right time? Yeah, I'm using the right time, yeah. So it's 22.04. So that's a really good time because I mean it's barely above the allowable, so not much adjusting would happen. But it's a good race. It's a good time, I should say. I can't wait to see what happens. When she's back home in Jamaica, I can't wait to see her at trials. They said the Jamaican track is very fast, and we possibly may get something legal there as well. So I'm looking for a new personal best from Kevona at trials for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Um, then again, if we're getting weather like this with all of this rain, I just remember it stays raining all day, every day. I don't know if it's happening. For yeah, it should be happening for every parish, but Manchester is pretty much washing away. But then we're on the hill, so luckily we're on a hill, so we don't really get much flooding. But yeah, it's crazy. Let me refresh another time. Okay, what was the last thing? I love Elaine, but I think because of her leaving MVP and Shelly and Sherry as our besties, it must be hard for her to perform here. And knowing how they truly about knowing how they truly about her and the public hate her too. Look here. The persons that don't that dislike Elaine are a select few persons in the track world. When it comes to the regular, everyday Jamaican stands or Jamaican people that just watch and appreciate our athletics, they have no issues with Elaine. It's just a select few online that are loud and boisterous, I suppose, when it comes to Elaine. As it relates to her, Being demotivated because Shelly and Sharika are best friends. What? Elaine is a grown woman. Who is gonna let their life be the note? I don't know. Like, there's no way she's going to let just because Shelly and Sharika are besties affect her. No way. And not a Thompson. All in the game is really coming for tea. He does it every day. I don't know what is wrong with him. He must have wants me to scratch his itch. He has an itch that he wants me to scratch all the time. Oh yes, I also think Kevona can and will do much better if she can work on her start. If she can do some 400 hurdles, 400, sorry, for real, it will also help her. I mean, in background training, I'm sure she does 400s. Yeah, Renee, the hit hurdle excuse is lame. If y'all don't want hurdles to hit hurdle them. Wait, if y'all don't want hurdles to hit hurdles, tell them hurdlers. Oh, I'm reading it wrong. Sorry. If y'all don't want hurdles to hit hurdles, tell them to run the 100-meter flat. Yeah, the flat 100. Yeah. I mean, it's all part of the game. They all had the 10 barriers in front of them. I don't know why people are using that hit hurdles thing as an excuse. They both faltered under pressure. Under pressure, both techniques cracked. Both of them had issues, and Akira clearly, being the most outstanding athlete in that race, walked away with the win. And again, as I said, regardless of whether or not they hit a hurdle, and I mean Masai and Aliyah, she was still gonna win. The mere fact that she got up with them in that start, they weren't gonna beat her. Kevona is also running flat-footed, and she's not on her toes. Yeah. I saw that, which is why I was saying at some point that she's bullying the race. Yeah. Why don't you have your channel monetized? Because YouTube decided to demonetize me for showing snippets of races, which everybody else does, but somehow TXT track time showing snippets is a problem. It's crazy. Um, Someone has to be consistent. That's all. She dismissed an 18-year-old phenom with a massive long jump with all right. All in the game. You see how much title Jamaica win at the NCAAs? Please hold a Jamaican beer and sit some please. I admire who knows her track and field. I'm a big supporter. Thank you, Norman. All right. Let me just get into another thing that I wanted to talk about. Then I can start taking some calls. Where's my thing? I want to jump into some results from yesterday that are not part of the NCAAs. Okay, so Anjanette Knight, she clocked 53.84 seconds to win the 400-meter hurdles. You know, we usually preview athletes post season and talk about the ones that we're looking forward to seeing in the next season, and she was one of these athletes. So she's looking good. She's looking much better over the last few races, I have to admit. And now this time around, another season's best, 53.84 seconds. Dying to see her at trials as well. Looking forward to it. That's going to be a killer race. As I said, there are a lot of girls that are shaping up right now for a spot. Let's see what happens. And again, in my preview video, because I'm going to do a video talking about, who I expect to make the top three. No particular order though. I'm just going to give you the top three for each event at the Jamaican Trials. But yeah, this is one event to look forward to as well. Great seeing Anjanette Knight coming along well. I think somebody was telling me that her training partner, Dalila Mohammed, was running some 800s. So if she's running some 800, I was wondering if it was the same thing for Anjanette Knight as well. But I don't know. I'm not sure that information, but someone was saying that in the comment section before. So yeah. Let's see. What else do I want to talk about? That's the last thing I want to talk about. Sha'Carri is the last thing I want to talk about. I just want to focus on other things. Okay, so Sha'Carri. Woo! Sha'Carri wins the 100 meters running 10.73 seconds. The wind was above the allowable at the same meet. So it was the same meet that Anjanette Knight was at. Let me see. What's the name of the meet again? Did I close the page? Unfortunately, I closed the page. Yeah. So they were both at the same meet and she clocked 10.73 seconds. The wind was above the allowable, but still in typical Sha'Carri form, covering the field and easing down towards the end of the line. Still looking like she has much more to give. Very strong this season from her as well. I'm loving the natural look that she's giving me, the natural vibe, not too much, falls here with the edges peeling off her head kind of thing. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Sha'Carri. I love this more focused, more driven. Again, as she says, a better version of herself. Loving what I'm seeing from her. But anyway, I was minding my own business, or maybe not minding my own business since I was on Twitter, and I saw them post that Sha'Carri has been nominated for the BET Sportswoman of the Year award. So I said to myself, say what now? Ah, so when I saw that, I said, say what now? She's nominated for athlete sportswoman of the year. That was crazy. So immediately, let me share my screen. Immediately I said to myself, let me check out who are the nominees for this sports award. Right? And I kid you not, Chuckies. when I when I was checking for when I was checking, let me cancel this a second. When I was searching for who are the nominees, this is what popped up. And I found it so funny. So I decided to screenshot it. I decided to screenshot it and show it to you all. If this thing would share, if this thing would share how I wanted to share. So let me try to share it. But it's funny. Okay, here it is. Sure. So I typed in BET Sportswoman of the Year 2023. And Google says, are are you looking for best sportswoman of the year 2023? World 100-meter champion Shelley and Fraser Price. I'm not gonna lie, Trekkies. That was hella funny. When I saw that, I was like, not Google, not even knowing what that was talking about. Like, what do you mean, Sha'Carri? Sorry, BET Sportswoman of the Year. Nobody even knows what this is. But anyway, I finally found the information I was looking for. I finally found the information I was looking for. Oh, Trackies, there's my stream seems to be working good now. 70 people are in here. Please like the stream. So I finally found what I was looking for, and who is nominated along with her. So it says Alexis Morris, Alyssa Felix, Angel Reese, Candice Parker, Naomi Osaka, Serena Williams, and Shakira Richardson. So other than maybe two athletes that are currently here doing anything on the field in Angel Reese, I'm not sure who the other people are, but I know Naomi Osaka is pregnant. I know Serena still ain't playing any tennis, and I know Allison ain't running any track anymore. So, in my opinion, these are probably things that they're doing off the track as it relates to why they're nominated for Sportswoman of the Year. But then at the same time, I was thinking, there's so many athletes right now that are killing it. And I'm not talking about worldwide, I'm just talking about Americans. Did BET really have nobody to nominate? Because right now, I'm not even seeing what Sha'Carri is doing off the track to be nominated. I know why. Not now. I don't know why. I don't know why she's nominated if it's on the track. But off the track, I still can't figure out why. And I'm not hating trackies. I'm not hating. Like, honestly, people need to start giving credit where credit is due. Credit where credit is due. Why is Sha'Carri a whole black athlete debut? I don't see what she's doing to be nominated as Sportswoman of the Year, and that's I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. She hasn't won any titles yet. 2023 is looking good for her so far, but she still has to go to USA trials. She still has to go to World Championships, and she still has to challenge for a medal. Those things haven't happened yet, right? So she couldn't be nominated for something that hasn't happened yet. Yeah. So we're thinking about what has happened in the past. If we're looking at her 2022, nothing happened in 2022. What is she doing off the track? Is she doing some work off the track that I've not heard about? Maybe she's doing something off the track, but I don't see it. I don't know why Sha'Carri is nominated. As a matter of fact, I don't know why half these people on this list are nominated. But again, it's BET. They can do whatever they want. Usually, there's an option to give a super chat. Track is I'm not monetized, so there's no option to give a super chat. I usually link my PayPal, which I forgot to do it this time around. So let me link my PayPal. So for those who want to go ahead and donate, I appreciate it, but you're gonna have to do it to my PayPal because I'm not monetized right now. We're demonetized. So I'm just gonna post this in the chat. It's right there, and I'm going to put a star on it as well I'm going to pin it. So please, 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 I would appreciate it. Please click on the PayPal and donate there. Thank you so very much, Nature Dust. I appreciate it. So yeah, just click on the link and donate there. Thanks so much. All right. Next, people like Elaine but hate her attitude. Not sure if she will run again this season. I'm not sure if she'll run again this season. I don't know what's wrong with Elaine's attitude, but when I think about it when I compare her to myself, I always tell people, even though you see me on this platform, I really am not as outgoing as I seem. So it's a lot of times when I hear people talking about personalities, I'm wondering if you guys would also hate me in real life because I'm not. I'm more withdrawn and I like to stay in my own little bubble. I'm not extroverted in the least. So um when I hear people say these type of things, it's really concerning because people have to understand and appreciate that there are different types of people in this world. Yes, there's some people that are extroverted and they're bubbling, they'll be going out and be laughing and jumping around. And then there's some people that are not like that and they only choose to show the people that they're really close to their true self. So like myself, only the people that are really close to me get to see the real me. If you're not really close to me, you're not going to get to see that version of me. So yeah, I would appreciate it if people just be open-minded, appreciate that they're different personalities, and not just not dislike somebody because they're not the same as another person. That's not fair. I don't think that's fair. Yeah, you know my points, right? So you can't actually criticize it. All in the game. You honestly say nothing most of the time, and I'm just cackling here. You're good for show. I appreciate it. Isn't Anthony's PB like 53:35? It's 53 something. I think it was 53:20 something. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna double check. Because all I know is she's trending in the right direction. She is trending in the right direction. So I'm glad about that because she wasn't looking so hot about a month ago and I was really concerned about it. But seeing her, drop her times down right in time. And remember, I've been saying if you're gonna challenge Andre Nets, if you're gonna challenge for a place at your trials, you need to be showing the speed now. So remember I talked about Abby Steiner, and I was saying I was expecting her to show better speeds at this particular time in the year, considering that trials is, on our doorsteps. It's the same thing for Anjanette. So seeing her times drop like this, it's a good sign because trials is literally right around the corner, right around the corner. Personal best, personal best, personal best. Her personal best is so much event Anjanette run. Anjanette run everything. Anjanette run everything. Anjanette run 100. Anjanette run 200. Anjanette run 400, 800, 100 hurdles, 300 hurdles, 4x1, 4x2, 4x4. She run everything. Mighty God. Anyway, her personal best is first hurdles 53.39. That's her personal best. So she's getting close. By trials, she should be sharp. She should be ready. She should be ready. Is Brianna Williams an Indian? What are you talking about? She's Jamaican American in the sense that her mother is Jamaican Her father is American. Not sure about anything else, but yeah, I don't know where the Indian would come from in that. And she doesn't look Indian either. She's in amazing form. She looks flawless. Who are we talking about? Anjanette or Akira? Anjanette 9. Oh, somebody put it in. 53, 39. Sha usually runs her best races earlier. World Championship, she fizzles out. I don't think this is gonna happen for her this time around. She looks more focused. She definitely looks more focused this year. I was shocked. Let me put it this way. You guys would remember the video. I was shocked when she didn't make the team last year, and I would be even more shocked if she doesn't make it this year. Not gonna lie, you. There's no way she doesn't make this team. If she doesn't make this team, she's doing something to shoot herself in the foot. I don't know what she's doing, but she would be clearly doing something wrong. There's nobody right now that can remotely challenge Sha'Carri on the American side of things. Nobody. Brianna Liston ran a great third leg for LSU in the finals. Yeah, but oh boy. Hmm. Black entertainment TV. It's hype is a criteria. I mean, I don't know what is the criteria. I don't know, but they could have found more black athletes to nominate if it was excellence in whatever sport they're doing. I'm just saying. What do you mean by attitude? Are you still in your feelings because Elaine left your beloved friend? I don't know what these people talk about attitude. She doesn't have an attitude. That's just who she is. She's withdrawn. She's just low key. Like, come on. Is this segment on Shakari race? Are you low key hating about the nomination? No, awesome race by Shakiri, hands down. I don't think I'm hating on the nomination. I don't think I'm hating on the nomination. I'm shocked that she was nominated. Being shocked that she's nominated doesn't mean I'm hating on it. Like, I think a lot of times we like to live into la la land when we have our favorites in the sense that they can do no wrong or everything that they get is deserved. So in this sense, me questioning whether or not she should be nominated, my question to you, Stanon, is do you think she deserves to be nominated? I'm asking you that. When you think about all of the other excellent black athletes in America, I'm asking you, do you think when you look at all of these athletes that Shakiri deserves to be nominated? I'm asking you. Since I'm hating, answer the question. um, Elaine is the fastest woman alive. Oh God. You guys on this Elaine. We not stop about Elaine ever. Poor Elaine. If Elaine could make $1 for every time somebody mentions her name, Elaine would probably be a billionaire. Just say you wanted Jamaicans to be nominated. No, no, it's not like that. It's not it has nothing to do with Jamaicans being nominated. I was really curious, as I said, I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw that she was nominated. And the first thing I did was I was checking to see was nominated along with her. And I saw the Shelley thing and I had to laugh about that, so I screenshot it. But I still went on to look for what I looked for. And I saw the other people and I thought, well, maybe something that they're doing off the track. But even so, my thought process was, then what is Shakira doing off the track? That's what I'm wondering. Or, off the court or off the, yeah, court is basketball as well. So, yeah, I mean, you guys can tell me, Sanan, tell me, do you think she deserves to be nominated? Since I'm hating. All in the game, you find a buddy to team up with. Huh? You found somebody to team up with. And Naomi Osaka reps Japan. I know she does. They should have nominated. She was the first athlete that popped in my mind. But then I realized that Black America has a colorism issue. So I was like to myself, what are they thinking? The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, in terms of they'll just ignore it because, she's not on the darker side of things. I was just wondering because I'm like, there's no way, there's no way that they couldn't find anybody else. It was ridiculous to me. And it still is ridiculous. I don't know why people think I'm hating. See, no bad vibe, but I share your same sentiments as you. Which one of the sentiments? She deserves the hype. Athlete of the year. I will vote for her 100% in this category. She deserves the hype. Okay. All in the game, you may be onto something. Ah, Robs, I'm asking them. They can't tell me all no. I'm asking Stunnon what is Shakiri done on the track or off the track to deserve the nomination above other phenomenal athletes in their said country, the United States. They can't tell me all they can do is tell me say I'm hating. I really don't see what Shakiri did to be nominated. Oh Lord. Maybe sportswoman of the year ain't it, but we can't deny she had no, for sure. She has redeemed herself. Absolutely. I've been saying it from I've seen her come back strong this season. But at the end of the day, we can't speak about what hasn't happened yet. So let's say, for instance, you're saying she's a gold medal contender for the world championships. It hasn't happened yet. She hasn't even made the team yet. So you can't be nominating somebody for something that hasn't happened yet. And then when you go back into the past and say, okay, we're nominating her for what she has done in the past, what is that exactly? And I'm talking about on the track, right? So I don't know. Oh Lord, I don't know what's wrong with these people. I don't know what's wrong with them and Elaine. There are some people, if they were to qualify for the World Championships, would not make the team, and they are not much some what? And they are not much some we glorify. Okay, I understand. Some people we just glorify for no reason, I suppose. But yeah, whatever. US trials is 4 weeks away. US trials isn't running the same week as the Jamaican trials. If it's is the same, it's not 4 weeks. It's less than 4 weeks. Agreed. Agreed, absolutely. But again, back to my question. It's the sportswoman of the year argument. I'm being seen as a hater, and I'm saying, okay, since I'm a hater, tell me above all of the other athletes that Shakiri deserved to be nominated above all the other athletes. That's all I'm saying. I'm not taking anything away from her and the progress that she has made. Again, she says she's a better version of herself, you know. So I'm not taking anything away from her as it relates to that. I'm just wondering about this whole nomination process. Anjanette is going to surprise us at Worlds. Last year, I thought Anjanette was going to do something shocking, but she fell. She fell at trials on that eighth hurdle. Eighth hurdle, she fell. And I thought, damn. But you know what? I said, regardless of that fall, we did a video talking about her, and I said she's one of the athletes I'm looking out for 2023. And it's good seeing her come back down now. Her time's trending down because, as I said, I was a little concerned earlier because I wasn't seeing the progress I was expecting based on the time of the year. But now that I'm seeing her dip into 53, I'm like, okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. No one wants to be nominated. No one wants Jamaica to be nominated. What is the deal with these comments? I don't know why people are just thinking that we want Jamaicans to be nominated for this thing. It's a valid question. Answer the question. Since I'm hating, answer it, please. Because Sydney doesn't recognize herself as fully black, she didn't get nominated. Say what now? Is that a thing? I'm sorry. Okay, there's a difference between how Jamaicans view black and how Americans view black, I guess. So, in this sense, from our perspective, if Shakiri was a Jamaican, not Shakiri, sorry, if Sydney was a Jamaican, they, nobody would be saying you're half white, or everybody would just be calling her black. So I don't know, like, do Americans like separate it and say, okay, you have one white parent, so you're not quote unquote considered black. Listen, in Jamaica, everybody black. Don't to the China them where walk up and down, clearly Chinese is one of us. So I don't even know. I can't deal with America and their quote unquote racism, colorism issues. It's too much. It's too much. Since 2022, I started to like Sha'Carri, and she kind of become a better person. I didn't like when um she has definitely matured. Definitely matured. Definitely matured. I think maybe what was happening to Shakira is that a lot of us, I don't know how young some of you are or old some of you are, but when you haven't grown up in the social media age where every thought that you have is being picked apart by the rest of the world, you don't know what that feels like. But thinking back to the mistakes I used to make when I was young, if all of that was put on display for the world to see, then yeah, I would probably look crazy too. You know what I mean? So I just think she has matured some like everybody does. You are young and then you get a bit older and then you start to trend in a particular way. So I just think that's what's happening to her. She's growing up. That's just it. She's just growing up. And again, we didn't grow up in the age, it's me, I didn't grow up in the age of social media, of having my thought processes, whatever I was thinking, me pick apart by the internet. I'm glad I didn't, because I used to say some crazy stuff. Oh yeah, and I think I told you guys one thing one day when I was talking about a teacher when Facebook just came up. We had this thread about a teacher, and I couldn't believe the thing I was saying out of my mouth. I was like, did I even think this? This is ridiculous. I would never, like, now at this age, I would never even conceptualize that thought. I don't even know what I was thinking at that age. The nomination is based on this year, not last year or from 2008. She's the fastest woman in the world this season and unbeaten over the distance. Okay. So, you mean to tell me she's nominated because she's the fastest person in the world this year? Please tell me that's not what you wrote stand on. Well, Trackies, you heard it. Stanan said that she is nominated because she is the fastest person in the world this year and she's unbeaten over the 100 meters. I wonder if it's her meet and what greet that made. I was wondering the same thing. I was wondering if it was her meet and greet, but then I'm like, I don't know if that can be make somebody get a nomination, but again, it is what it is. Sanan said why she was nominated, or why she believes Shakira was nominated. So if that's why Shakira was nominated, again, do you guys think that's deserving of a nomination? I don't know. I've never heard people being nominated because they have the fastest time in the world. But okay. Shakari is good for the sport. No, 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 for sure. I always talk about it. When it comes to money and making money, Shakari is perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I love her for the sport. And again, this isn't me saying this. No, go back and listen to my videos before this. You'll hear it. This isn't something new. All right, we're beating a dead horse now. So we're talking about Shakira a little too much. All right. Let's move on to something else. The 400-meter hurdles contingent are doing nothing at Worlds. You've earned yourself me not reading one more comment. These Americans need to wait until because it's what I'm saying. It's kind of watering down the nomination process. Because okay, if I'm being nominated and I haven't won anything yet, then what's gonna happen when I win something? Are you gonna give me the world? Because that's what, as far as I'm concerned, I don't need a nomination. I already got that. Yeah. So when I actually win something, y'all need to give me the world. That's all I'm saying. So wait. So is Sydney half black or something? I think she has one white parent and one black parent. I think that's how it goes. But again, I don't think it matters. In America, we call everyone who is mixed black. Don't let these comments lie to you. Okay, then what you're all saying about Sydney not being valid doesn't make no sense. Sydney again, world record holder, one has won so much. It doesn't make any sense. I think y'all are just trying to find things to say to make it sound like, oh, Sha'Carri deserves the nomination when you guys damn well know she doesn't deserve it. All right, we're moving on from Sha'Carri. I don't want to see no more Sha'Carri comments unless somebody's telling me something. Um, uh, it's too much accolades for someone that hasn't won anything. Okay, I'm going. Hobbs, Tamari, and Atkinson will make the US team. Shakira will not make it. Boy, if she pulled what she pulled last year, then I don't wrong if I'm saying that, but I still have her making the team. Hello, pretty. Hi, Mark. Can you educate me on the date of the Jamaica track and field trials? It is the 6th to the 9th. Next month, July, the 6th to the 9th. Um, Fastest person in the world does not mean nothing until I never know that people could have been nominated for fastest. But again, let me move on from the Shakiri thing. You guys are taking up this whole Shakiri thing. The- oh my God, Adrian, you're so young. Oh my gosh. What school do you attend? Jamaican trials is 6th to the 9th, July 6th to 9th. Okay, this is the last one. Angel Reese. The award likely going to Angel Reese. If I was supposed to look at the people that were nominated alongside Shakiri, I mean, when you talk about Serena Williams, again, I don't see any what these people are doing on in their event right now. But just from I think I closed it. Oh my God, now I lost it. But yes, Serena Williams, Alice Felix, those type of people, I wouldn't put Angel Reese above them. I don't think I put Angel Reese above them. I don't know. Um No one is upset. A question was raised. I don't know why they're thinking we're upset. This is the most ridiculous thing. It's like I can't ask questions anymore. It's crazy. Wait, Sid herself says she's not black? Is that what you're saying? I've never heard her not refer to herself as black. But I don't think I've ever cared about what she has referred to herself to. I don't care about skin color when athletes are running. I'm only talking about skin color because now we're on skin. Why are we even talking about skin? Brownstone High. Okay. Did you go to Champs? Did you go to Champs, Adrian? All right, Trackies. This is that time of the day. It's that time of the day. It's that time of the day. It's time for some calls. I want all in the game call me and keep that same energy there. Keep that same energy. Okay. Keep that same energy. Yeah. She did not say that. What? Oh crap, why did I do that? 1 second. Let me take that back off. Okay. I can't click on anything because I'm keeping the number up. So I'm gonna have to read it from here. She did not say that she even married to a black man. Some people just make stuff up. Wait, I'm confused. Are you saying she's saying she's black or not? I'm making an observation I am seeing all over the internet. So I would say yes, Americans are obsessed with Jamaican athletes. Lord God. All right, Chuckies, it's that time of the day. My phone is ready. My phone is ready. Let me just make sure it goes beside the speaker so I don't lose reception or we don't get any audio coming through. What are you guys gonna call me from? WhatsApp? All right, Chuckies, the phone is live. The phone is live. The phone is live. You know what today is? Today's calling day. Why is the phone not ringing? And I mean WhatsApp because I don't know. This one isn't picking up right now. I hope you're not calling me straight. I was sad for Britain. I was really, really sad for Britain Ben S. Like it hurt me to the core. And I was making a call, so like, hey, who do I have with me?
This is Agostino.
Oh, hi, Agostino. Thank you for calling. All right, before we get into anything, I just wanted to keep talking a little bit, and I want to make sure that everyone can hear you. All right, so go.
So I'm not really calling to you.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. All right, pause 1 second. Yeah, I'm hearing you. Pause a second. Pause a second. Chuckies, can everybody hear Agostino? Chuckies, answer, please. Let me know if you guys can hear. All right. You can go. You can go, Agostino. Thanks for calling in. How are you?
I'm good enough.
Thank you.
First of all, thank you being seeing YouTube. I mean, so many ridiculous people on YouTube. So thank you. That's what I just said.
I thought I was the crazy one, but thank you for saying that. I appreciate it.
Now, keep talking, like such a real information.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Cute,
You don't see Tom into the comment section. She's my chapter. In the comment section, when you see my chapter, that's Tom. So when you see her in the comment section, you can always load her up. Okay.
And let's say that four things so Sha'Carri, and give Sha'Carri the space to prove herself. So making a comment, I'm not expecting kind of to that because it's giving her more ear time than, in my opinion, she needs at this point. Right. So I think we can, shift our focus on to other things to talk about. But I want to say this in response to comments I see in the chat, specifically from the Americans, and who I'm assuming are Americans. The fact is that people throw around words like hate and all of this kind of thing. Truth is, questions here hate. Surely I don't know that people have read that you hate the Americans or any of the other people who I'm assuming are Jamaicans, hating on them. People are asking legitimate questions. I mean, series where, I mean, only American teams are in the World Series. So we know that there's a nationalism, sectionalizing. So it's a valid critique. To raise those questions is a valid critique. To me, sensitivity around people asking those questions cannot be translated onto the people asking the questions.
Exactly. Exactly. I agree with you 100%. The moment you question something, it turns into hate. And I'm like, no. And it's the same thing. And this is why I always say I allow constructive criticism on the channel. You know, And people always look at it negatively. As soon as you say something that is not glorifying an athlete, even from a Jamaican perspective, because I talk about athletes and I will be criticizing something, a performance, you could do better. Suddenly it becomes hate. And I'm like, what are you even talking about? So I agree with you.
Exactly. That's what it means, accountability. Saying.
Yeah.
Still valid questions. There are valid questions to be asked based on what you were saying. At that same point, I want to come to this thing about Elaine. People are saying Elaine has an attitude. In comments as well. Elaine doesn't have an attitude. And really, that video that you did, was it last year? We talked about her being bullied.
Oh, yeah.
Peers
Yeah.
bullied.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think it's unfortunate this kind of washing your dirty linen almost out in public.
Yeah.
But the thing is happening out in public requires us to talk about it out in public, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Elaine does not have an attitude. Elaine does not have an attitude. Elaine is a country girl. Elaine is a country girl. Elaine comes from the beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
And Elaine doesn't think kinds of exposure that the kinds of people. So people have to also give Elaine grace.
No, let me tell you from a country person's perspective. I don't know if you're a country person as well, but let me tell you from a country person's perspective. I also grew up not in the best circumstances. And there's a difference with how town people approach it and how country people approach it. So, country people are like, okay, I came from here, but I do not want to be defined by it. I am not ashamed of it, but I will not be defined by it. And I'm going to work to myself to the bone to make better for myself and my family, which is why, especially when you look at Manchester, people always wonder how, the lifestyle for Manchesterians, which most people are farmers and people don't know, right? How they're able to live like that. But again, they take their circumstances and they work themselves to the bone and they make something of themselves. But then from a town person perspective, no, when you make it, quote unquote, when you make it, they're of the belief that they need to always remind you where you're from. So how dare you say something, or how dare you act? Say for instance, I step out and I believe I'm nice and clean and everything and whatever. Then you me see from in a little one room house. You're not supposed to go and say one room you come out of. So that is the mentality town people have versus country people, where because you're from a certain place, you're not supposed to. In my opinion, that's the vibe I've always gotten, because I have town family. Most of my family are from Kingston. Only my mother alone is from Manchester, right? Because she was left in Manchester while her mother, was in Kingston, kind of thing. But the mentality is different. The mentality is different, and they believe we're snobs. And I'm like, but we're not snobs. We're not snobs. It's just that we don't want to be constantly be told that, oh, you're from a little one room house, or whatever the case is. And I feel like that is the thing when it comes to town people versus country people, especially when it comes to Elaine. They want to always remind her where she's from. Oh, you're from a less fortunate background, so to stay in your place. You remember when Usain Bolt moved to uptown? You remember what the uptown people told him? Go back where you came from. That's the type of mentality uptown people have, or town people have, versus country people. Country people are not like that. No, but not only that. Why do you want to rub where I come from in my face? Why? I don't understand.
No, no. She said, you know, drawing boundaries around myself. Drawing the Rio Olympics. How she, you know, here. It was like such a sort of, it was like,
It's
it was
ice.
frigid.
It was frigid. Yeah, it was.
Say that Elaine clearly has grown up quite a bit. She has grown up real. And
Mm-hmm.
I think people need to give Alien grace. They need to give Alien space. She's doing, and
She's
they need to give Alien grace in the same way we're asking for people to give Shakari grace, to give Bleach grace. And Aliens. Alien doesn't have an attitude. Alien has boundaries. I think that you has something to be sometimes. I think that we've allowed a narrative to kind of get out of control about Elaine being this kind of rebel and being this kind of you know, she is. So Elaine is not a talkative person. Everybody,
again, it's the controversies tone dynamic. I know for a fact when I see what is happening, I know it's a controversies tone dynamic because I've had family members, as I said, treat me the same way because I'm from country versus them being from town. So I understand it completely.
should I to be having this conversation out in public, but you know, it's the internet I'm saying, but only set of people who seem to get it. These two,
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't like to focus on the negativity, but I have known for a while that they weren't friends, and I didn't care. I didn't care, regardless of whatever the reason was. I didn't care. When I started to care is when it started to spill over on the track. That's when I started to have a problem with it because I'm like, okay, fine, you can keep that behind closed doors. You don't need to bring it out here. That was my whole thing about it. So that's why we spoke on it. And again, we haven't really addressed it. Like we don't really plan on addressing it all the time to say and harping on it because again, we love all our athletes. We love Sharika, we love Shelly. So we're not going to be harping on it to say every day we get up and we say, you see, this is what they keep doing. No, because at the end of the day, people are human. People are human. People make mistakes and they can grow from it. So we talking about it, we highlighting it, and just hoping that going forward we don't see the same thing because again they're also human and they will do things that nobody's perfect. So I'm not expecting us to hold it over Shelly said or hold it over Sharika said to that kingdom come. No, I want us to move on. I'm just hoping that I don't see it, going forward. For the 400, hurdles.
yeah.
All right, so how I'm seeing it now, and the persons are probably gonna hit out on it, but this is my early call. My early call for the top three is Anjanette Knight. What's her name from Donuts? Donut, and she's gotten better in the hurdling now.
Cheyenne Salmon.
Yeah, Cheyenne Salmon is one, and there's one. Then the other one, she's won a medal in 2019. Those are my top three right now. Those are my top three. Those are my top three right now. Jenny Russell isn't doing what I need Jenny Russell to be doing, unfortunately. So it's not happening. Um, and for the others, they need to drop their time significantly. But I still expect a really competitive race. Maybe Jenny can spin things around. But for now, those are my top three.
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna do videos on it. I'm definitely gonna do videos on it. So I'll go more in depth into why I'm choosing who I'm choosing because again I'm not blindly right. Rochelle Clayton, that's the name I was looking for. Thanks, Adrian. So Rochelle Clayton. So yes, those are the three people that I'm looking at right now for top three. I'm just not getting again for this time of the year because again trials is literally knocking on our doorsteps. I should be seeing signs of something. If you're going to be doing something for trials, right now I should be seeing signs of it. And because I'm not seeing those signs from the other athletes, those are my top three right now. As it stands right now. I think I went with Brittany's out. Brittany's out, so I think I'm going with Kerika, Akira. It's a toss up between Daniel Williams and Megan Tapper. So if Daniel Williams comes out, and she has a way of timing her season perfectly, and I'm assuming that this is going to happen this time around. So if she comes out how I'm expecting her to come out, then unfortunately Megan Tapper is out. So that would be my top three: Kerika, um, Daniel, and Akira. That's my top three.
So,
Megan, she beat her already.
yeah.
She beat her already. Yeah, she beat her.
She's, she, she needs someone, you know,
Okay, okay, fine. I get that. I get that, but I'm also looking at progression in terms of what am I expecting Megan to quote unquote run versus what am I expecting Kerika to run. I think Kerika can get herself down into 12 fives, and Megan is someplace there as well. The problem now becomes who will have the best execution and who will run off the last hurdle and dip crazily for that line. And honestly, if they both come off that last hurdle together, Kerika is beating Megan because Kerika's flat speed is much better than Megan's, right? So if they come off that final hurdle close, it means that Kerika takes out Megan. But again, to me, in my mind, it's based on what Daniel is doing. So if Daniel is not 100, then I'm giving the spot to Megan. But it all depends on yes, of course too, Kerika, because in her last race she pulled up. So I don't know if she's 100%. I'm assuming she's gonna be 100%. So with all things being equal, everybody 100% turning up at the line, then that's my top three. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
change with Serena got injured. And she just, it's like I said, she's basically, she's like, do you think Serena, do you think Serena can, Serena is the winner on that 100 meters until she got injured? I mean, Serena took me comments from 11, 11,
Yeah. Serena, I don't think talent-wise there's an issue. There's an issue when it comes to Serena and running fast times. I think, are you able to hear me? It's, I hope it's not my internet. Oh crap. Oh, wow, wow. All right, the call is still connecting. I don't know if it's my internet or from Agostina's end, and the call has dropped. Okay, so I'll just answer the question here then. So what was asked is if Alana Reid has taken advantage of the fact that Serena got injured and has just bust out like a beige cat. Um, but this is my thing when it comes to Serena. Yes, Serena was the person that we were all looking to quote unquote win the race at Champs. But I think the biggest thing that I took away from that is mentality and mindset. Um, I think Serena has the same issue. I think Brianna Liston. All right, so you're back on the line. I was answering it because I didn't know if you were going to call back. So are you hearing me?
yeah, man, I'm hearing you. I was hearing you before, but then somehow I got kicked off, and I don't know
I
why.
don't know if it was my I don't know if it was my internet or your internet, but I'm glad you called back. Anyway, so I was answering the question. I think the biggest problem with Serena is mentality. I don't think it's talent wise. I think it's mentality. You have those people that when push comes to shove, they rise to the occasion, and whoever they need to take out, they take out. Look, case in point, look at Akira yesterday. When you looked at her on the line, she looked like she could take you out with just her stare. You know what I mean? So you have those type of people. Yeah, those type of people that with their talent they rise to the occasion in the toughest field, the toughest race of their life, and they will pull out the win. For Serena, I don't know. She seems a little mentally weak in that perspective, where she seems to back away from the challenge a little bit. You know what I mean? And yeah, I don't know. Like that's the vibe. That's the vibe I keep getting sometimes in some of these races. I'm wondering, why are you shying away? Why are you shying away? You're good enough. You're good enough to go for the win. But I'm getting the vibe that she's shying away, and I don't know why. You know, but that's the vibe I'm getting from her. So that's her major issue.
Juniors last year.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I mean, yes, everybody was talking about Tina. We knew that Tina was a class above everybody else. You know, she
Mm-hmm.
was head of the field. We know that. But
Right.
Serena, in my opinion, World Juniors, I mean, Serena just rallied.
Yeah, but there's a different mentality though, right? There's a different mentality, right? In the sense that one, all the highlight is all the focus is now on Tina, right? And two, this is a team, this is us doing it for the team, quote unquote. So we're doing it for Jamaica in the sense that there's not that much pressure on me because I have somebody else in the race and I can just run my own race, if you know what I mean. Versus no, when she was left all on her own at Edwin Allen, um having all of the talent, all the spotlight is now on her. I felt like she shied away a bit. I felt like she kind of backed away from the pressure, or she probably faltered under the pressure. And I'm thinking that going forward she's definitely going to have to fix that, because again she's at MVP, she's back where Tina is, you know, but she's now a pro. Yeah, she's now a pro. So she has to, she has to do it for herself now, and that's going to be the hardest thing. She's going to have to motivate herself, find that warrior spirit that's deep in her soul, the same warrior spirit that Tina has, the same one that Akira has. She's going to have to dig it out from the furthest reaches of her soul and bring it to the fore, because if she doesn't, then she's going to keep being behind these people, and this has nothing to do with talent. Talent, she's probably just as talented as they are, but when it comes to the big day, when it comes to crunch time, when everything is on the wire, when you look to your left and you look to your right and you see some of the best people in the world, what are you going to do? Are you going to win or are you going to lose? That's the question. Yeah. So that's my thing with Serena. No, that's just my thing with Serena. But I'm hoping that you know, her going pro, and I will see something different. I'm praying to God that she doesn't fall behind Tina and just, you know, stay there for the rest of her life, kind of thing. And because again, I'm looking at the whole MVP dynamic. I don't know. Somebody said it to me on in the chat, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, is Steve gonna do the same thing he did to Elaine, Shelly, and Sharika, to Tina, Tia, and Serena? And that's concerning for me. That's concerning for me, because I don't want to see what happened to Elaine and Shelly come and happen to um what, so Tina, right? I don't want to see it happen again. I don't. So that's what I'm looking at right now, though. That's my biggest thing. And I mean, Serena just has to rise. She just has to rise to the occasion. I think she works well in a team outfit where she's not the in the spotlight, where she's not in the spotlight. Because I looked at her at Penn Relays. Penn Relays, she beat Alana. She beat Alana in that in as it relates to the first changeover. She beat Alana. So I'm thinking to myself, if you're supposed to put them in a flat 100, who was gonna win? Do you think Serena would have won, or do you think Alana would have won?
Me personally, I'm pretty surprised World Juniors last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying, to me, if Serena wasn't injured, I mean, I'm Serena, so just good from Jessica. I take the point and tell you. For me, there's some Serena at World Juniors. Based on how she ran the 1-7, the ease with which she jumped to that one 7. Me personally, if she hadn't been injured, 16. So probably nothing 8, 9 is the winner in a chance. I mean, like, probably I'm being optimistic, but that's my
Based on the time, based on the time that the race ended on, I didn't expect Alana to run that quickly. So based on the time that she won in, I'm thinking in hindsight, if Serena was 100%, it would have been a really close race, really really close race. That's what I'm saying. But again, do you remember that Tina Brianna race?
yeah.
Brianna had everything in my opinion to win that race, everything to win that race. Ask me how Tina win to this day, I don't know. To this day, I don't know how Tina beat Brianna in that race. Because Brianna left Tina. Brianna left Tina in the early phases of the race. So the mere fact that Tina was able to rally back and win that race and clinch that race to me was epic. And it's the same thing. When it comes to crunch time, there's some people that are just gonna falter, and then there's some people that are just gonna, do the miraculous thing. And in this case, I'm thinking that Serena is probably the Brianna Liston in this story. But there's room for growth. There's room for growth mentally. Mentally, she will get tougher. Mentally, she will get stronger. Physically, she will get stronger as well. And when you're running good times, that will also give you confidence as well to go out and take out your competition. So hopefully, when she sees herself progressing, she'll get enough confidence to know that she can defeat Tina, she can defeat Alana, she can defeat Tia, she can take on anybody she wants to take on.
Right. And here's the
Mhm.
thing. So because there was no Serena in the race. Straight to victory. Into stuff. She was she never have nobody else show. She just, do her thing. I
Okay,
think Serena was there.
okay, let's forget everything that happened post champs. Let's look at everything before champs. What do you make of Alana before champs? Before that champs final? Didn't she strike you? Didn't she strike you as the type of athlete that would give her all regardless?
No, 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 no.
No, no, no. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking mentality wise because you're saying you believe the
No.
race was won in such a fast time because she didn't have that pressure. But I'm saying that if I would agree with you if I didn't know what I knew about her in terms of how she typically runs her race, regardless of who is in the race, she's always giving her 100% and always going out there.
Yeah, well, giving one means maintain one. So I mean those are not necessarily in counter to each ran 1076.
Mm-hmm.
This time part of what one of the commentators said, he said that we don't have
Mm-hmm.
often situations
Okay.
to 16 same way native
Mm-hmm.
78 76 76 so super relaxed.
Okay, and in this sense, that would be like an Asafa then, correct? Okay, but then okay. So let's compare then. Let's compare Alana to Elaine. That 10-5-4 was done with everybody in that race.
Yeah, but if you're one
Minus no, we're talking about pulling out the best performance under the most pressure. That's what we're talking about. So it didn't have to be 10-5-4. It's just whatever her best is. I'm saying she was able to go out under the most pressure post Olympics when everybody was saying she only won because it was a fluke. Remember, that was the talk. It was a fluke, right? Shelly was in the race. Sharika was in the race. This was supposed to be Sha'Carri's comeback race as well. Remember, and so there was all this immense pressure for her to go out and prove that I am number one.
Mhm.
Saying it and doing it is two different things. So I'm saying under the most pressure, I believe, based on what I've seen from Alana so far, I believe that she's one of the type of people similar to a Tina that under the greatest pressure, they will be able to pull out their best performance. And then there's some people that under the greatest pressure will not be able to.
So, so, so so this thing that what sitting from. So my point, let me just saying, sitting from there was no Serena in the race. And you know what it did?
Mm-hmm.
It did to run, especially secure the race that she knows how to run. And because she ran such a fast, so it's to me, it gave her through a wall that she never knew she could have broken through. And it's like, oh, some people need really, they don't
Mm-hmm.
just you know,
Mm-hmm.
like, she was a benefit from having to do that without it being a high pressure race. That is not to say she was able to execute the race according to the course. Come out of the drive in, relax, do this, do it. She was able to she's really ahead of the field, and the only person really is Serena, and Serena's injured. Because she had this, because she ran such, so it's like she's now in space.
Okay.
Everybody knows
I agree
that
with
is not
you. I agree with you in the sense that what that race at Champs did for Alana post that race. The only part I disagree with you on is the part where you said, it happened because Serena wasn't in the race. However, I take your point. However, no, I take your point because guess what? We don't have to agree in the sense that when we look at things objectively, you may see something else and I may see something different. You know what I mean? And I appreciate actually hearing a different perspective because I never thought about it from that angle, but I agree with you 100%. Post that race, everything that you're saying post that race is exactly what I agree with that 100%.
yeah, man. Serena, Serena,
Mm-hmm.
Serena, Serena, that's not in the chance. Something where the stakes are to feel like it's like a World Junior. When if you watch the World Juniors with Serena is flying,
Yeah, she is.
Serena,
Yeah.
Serena, Serena. The only way Serena to me can really overcome some the mental she's present.
Mm-hmm.
It's just she show that she can do it. She can show that. She will then learn herself she can do it.
Okay. So under the current, I agree with you. I agree with you. So under the current scheme of things, where there's a very vivid and live Tina threat, there's a very vivid and live Lana threat. Where do you possibly think that race is gonna come for Serena?
That's so this is my I'm really hoping that the people Serena can bring up man and get to literally take races.
Yeah, yeah.
She's she needs she needs to be in a space where she feel like hey, it's
Mm-hmm.
all big. That is
Right,
what Serena needs.
right.
Serena
Mm-hmm.
Serena team
Mm-hmm. Right.
she never feel you
Mm-hmm.
know
All right. Well, then, but based on what you're saying, then she's at the perfect place. Then she being at MVP is perfect for her because she's literally facing all the fire she could possibly face from a junior perspective.
yes she's in the right place. fixing female speech.
That's my concern.
Serena. Don't fix it. We can, she really, you know, comment there once about to Tina. Tina, in a way, reminds me of VCB. I mean, I know people probably disagree with me. She has the same knock-knee style of running, and she has the same. I mean, it's like VCB just fighting to the
Yeah.
mm-hmm. Through the attitude I see it in Tina. Feeling certain attitude,
Mm-hmm.
but also to the beach of it.
Mm-hmm.
Really good Serena. I have faith in Serena, but Serena need a high competition to feel she can manage in order to get this.
But what do you mean if that she feels she can manage? Because at the end of the day, if you're gonna be going into races, no, I'm asking you a question. When you said that she feels that she can manage, right? If you're only choosing to go into races, yeah, that you may perform a particular way against your competition, does that help you, or does that make the issue worse?
No, no, no. When I said she feels she can, you know, she you know,
Mm-hmm.
so coming to a race. My feeling is that she came to think that she was even injured before she came to champs. Makes sense. So she didn't come to champs 100%.
Okay.
So feel like, I mean, it's really speculating.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Feel like if you in frame of mind where you know, like any number can be, you have a number that can be played. If Serena is prepared at that level, and she gets a competition where she feels like the stakes in the line, I'm going to see it. So is what I'm saying. To beat people
Right.
based on your training and your
So, all right, let me give you an example. Let me ask you a question then. So, you're saying that Serena would not thrive into a situation like Brenna Williams then. You remember when Brenna Williams went pro, she was going up against Shelly and Elaine all the time, right? Never winning, obviously. But again, just being in that field made her mentally tougher, right? So, you're saying that if Serena is in a situation where she's put up against the best of the best, she may not be able to pull out her best performance. She'd have to be close enough to the people to pull out her best performance in terms of where she believes her training is.
well, she into
Mm-hmm.
Serena. Serena needs. She needs to
Mm-hmm.
she feel like
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Serena gets a feel. She feels she is as good. Running with Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
If she can run with people, probably one step. She feel like takes
Mm-hmm.
we're going to see it. Serena. It's my impression.
Okay.
Serena needs to be in that kind of a carefully controlled almost environment, is what I'm saying.
Well, guess what? I agree with you in a certain sense, but my thing is that um it's sports. Having this kind of perfect setup and perfect scenario more than often never happens. You just have to roll with the punches. You just have to roll with the punches, and based on what's happening now, how things are being structured now, the 100 meters in Jamaica is, a race of death in the first place, where you're more than likely never gonna make it, you know. So
Race of death.
it is. So I mean, she's gonna have to do some growing up quickly if she wants to be in this game. she's gonna have to do some growing up very, very, very quickly. Because the thing about it, it's something that I mention a lot of times as well. When I see other athletes missing opportunities, sometimes you don't you miss your opportunity because whatever reason, but sometimes you miss your opportunity and you don't get it back. And I don't want it to be a situation where because she hasn't risen to the occasion, she misses her opportunity. Because as you realize, the athletes are only getting faster and faster. So you're sitting here and saying, oh, in 2 years I'm going to be able to matriculate and run 10-8. But then when you look in next year, there's a 16-year-old running 10-8 and blows past you. So you know what I mean? So I want them to take advantage of the skills that they have right now and go out there and get everything that they can in the sport right now, because you never know what's going to happen 2-3 years down the line. 2-3 years, they're going to say, yes, they're going to be the one, but maybe not. Maybe not. She has to. And it's the same problem I have with Brianna Liston right now. I'm trying to figure out. I want her to get some of that mentality, some of that die hard mentality, some of that, I'm gonna fight with everything on the line. I don't see it in her as well. And I was saying, I believe that this college setup might be good for her, where she'll be able to get some of that mentality. But I haven't seen it yet this season. She's still running. Brianna Liston reminds me of a daffodil. You know what? A nice little soft flower that you need to be, in sport in general, you have to be dog hearted. You have to be dog hearted in sport. It's not for the soft. It's not for the soft. She is. She is. Yeah, she to me she's too nice. I'm like, girl, you need to start looking like you're attacking people right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, this is what I like about Tina. Tina has a killer mentality.
Yes.
Tina is fearful of nobody at all.
Yep.
Tina fights to the bitter end. It don't matter who you are.
Mm-hmm.
My Brianna is somebody now who has to learn that. Again, it's like they have to grow up. So I guess probably what we have to do is to give them grace and space.
Yeah. Don't know how much time they have. Don't know how much time they have, because, as I said, it's the young ones doing it now. You might be saying you have time, and then when you look, you don't have any time anymore. So I'm hoping, though. I'm hoping for the best. When it comes to all our junior athletes, I'm really and truly hoping for the best for all of them. Kevona is the same thing. What I've always thought. I've done so many videos on Kevona. It's the same issue. She needs a start. She needs a start. Once she gets a start, she'll be unstoppable. I mean, unstoppable in not Jamaican 10.54 cents or 21.45 cents yet, but still somebody that can come to trials and make both teams. She can challenge. But she needs a start.
She is one. She is one.
Nice. I think that she's caught up. I think she's kind of influenced by her friendship with Julian, um, in a sense that she wants her friend to do well. And sometimes, when you focus on your friend too much, you may not perform as good. I'm thinking that it is, because when I see her in races without Julian, she runs better. And then when Julian is in the race, somehow her performance is not as good, in my opinion. Mind you, her performances over the weekend were great. But let's take, for instance, her 100 meters. A few times before, I was thinking that I was really looking for a 10-8. I really believe that she could have given a 10-8. I don't know if she was focused on what Julian was about to do. I don't know, but I just think once she gets out from under Julian, she'll thrive. I think Julian is probably the problem. I don't want to blame Julian, but I think she's the problem.
Just for
Uh-huh.
just to raise together chance. She, I mean, she was streets and lanes ahead of Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Streets and lanes.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, she went to America. Kevona Walton. Kevona. You know, once she gets out of Julian's shadow,
Yeah.
I think Julian, when she became
Yeah.
college, I think
Mm-hmm.
once she gets Julian's shadow, just stay in our own head and our own
Mm-hmm.
lane
Yeah.
and our own race with
Mm-hmm.
same friend Kevona.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
really
I think so.
think Kevona
I think
was
being where I think
respected
being
that.
where I think being where Julian is negatively affecting her. Strangely enough, I think it's definitely not a good thing. But this is Julian's last year. So guess what? I don't know if Julian will still be training under the same coach. If she is, then it's going to be the same story then, unfortunately. But I'm hoping that as I said, the start thing won't be fixed. The start thing won't be fixed until she leaves. So the issue that we're having right now won't be fixed until Kevona leaves. Hopefully, when Kevona leaves, she comes back to Jamaica. She joins one of the clubs in Jamaica, and then they'll be able to get her from point A to point B because it's not happening at Texas while Julian is there.
Mm.
Happy. I'm excited. I'm excited. I don't want to get too sometimes when we see times we get ahead of ourselves and I don't want to get ahead of myself in terms of Sean Bailey. So what I'm doing right now, I see the time. I love the time. I'm excited about it, but I'm also reining in my expectations in the sense that okay, let's take it step by step. Let's see some consistency first. That's what I want to see. Let's see some consistent sub 45 times. I'll take that over anything else. I don't, the 1 hour fast time is not really me. I love consistency. So let me see some consistent sub 45s. Let me see him come to trials and let me see some consistency. Then I will know where to gauge him from there. But yeah, I'm happy and I'm excited about Sean Bailey. Excited.
I mean, Bluefield just is he might see Sean
Bloomfield.
feel together.
I had this big long argument with somebody. I don't remember who it was in the chat, in the comment section about Bloomfield and whether or not I believe he suits the 400 meters. I actually don't think it's his event. And then the person was saying to me, I'm only saying it because of Fred Curley and Sharika's success. And I said, no, 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 no. The moment he ran that 19.8, before, as a matter of fact, before he ran the 19.8, like I've always compared him to how he runs the 400 versus how Nathan runs it. He was always faster than Nathan, but he always looked like he was struggling. And I'm like, I don't like the whole running the 400-meter struggle look. That's just not me. So yes, you may be going fast, but it doesn't look like this is where you're comfortable, right? And then I remember after that he ran the 19.8 shortly after, and I said, this is his event. This is his event. He needs to run the 200. But then he tried it, and I don't know. I don't think they were because I remember reading reports at the time, and they were saying he was still doing the 400-meter training, so they didn't really give it the attention I believe they should have. But I believe he's a 200-meter runner. If they should ever focus on it, I believe he will do damage in it. But for now, he's running the 400. I don't think he will channel Sean Bailey, honestly, in the sense that if Sean Bailey becomes consistent, I don't know. I don't see it. He's just coming back.
But what about the fact that no, 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 I take your point. Deal of your insights. What I'm interested in though is Bluefield is always getting injured. What is that about? Every season he picks up an injury. I don't understand it.
Okay. Let me think about Elaine when I'm trying to answer this question. Somewhere along the line, Elaine picked up this Achilles issue, and it affected her for years on end until something happened in 2021 where they decided to change some stuff, and it worked out for her, right? So I don't know if it's a case where he's not spending enough time with his because he has switched clubs quite a few times. So, in a sense, where you probably need your coach to become more acclimatized with you and your body to figure out how to train you properly without you being affected. So, let's say I switch my coach because I'm not seeing any performances, right, or the good performances that I'm expecting, and I go to another coach, and by the next season I'm gone again. That is enough time, I believe, for that coach to understand you completely and do everything they can for you. So, in a sense, that I feel he just needs to find a club, settle down, let them figure out how to um do a training plan for him specifically, that's going to get him at his best, keep him healthy, and we may see the best of him. But for now, the jumping from here to there is not going to do it, because again, I don't think it's enough time for any coach to even know what to do with you.
I agree with you. I
It was the last year. It's a good one. It's not last year. It's not last year. It's from when? It's about 2021 or 2020. It's been a few years. It's been a few years. Well,
think it's probably sure. In any event, here's what I think he like Omar McLeod. There is this kind of, probably the point that I'm really making here is
Amazing. This is a different
think
problem.
where things are so grieving. I think it's a grieving that he's going through. I think it's a grieving that Bloomfield is going through. And I really feel like, part of the thing with these athletes, we have to recognize to win their
Yeah.
influences what they do on the track.
Okay.
And so I think coaching has to also actively take those things into account. Now, I don't know if they do it, but I would say that part of the coaching has to also, deal with the mental state the athlete is in, the emotional readiness to, you know, to compete.
Okay, yes, I agree with you in the sense that part of the coaching should be dealing with similar to what Asaf experienced. Maybe if they were dealing with it, he wouldn't have experienced it. But at the same time as well, these people are adults. They have to be able to manage themselves, manage their surroundings. You can't surround yourself with people that are not helping you. You can't. If in any successful, if you check everybody that is successful, check their circle. You have to know when to let go. So if you're around people that when you leave the track, them have your idol, that's not the people that you should be around.
No, we're not disagree.
No, but outside of the track, though, like you feel like the coach should have some kind of say in that.
Coaching, racing needs. So it has to deal with that actively and in a structured way. These issues, grieving the loss of a family member, broken relationships, abuse, you name it. Feel like that has to also come into play in the sort of direction we're heading now, where we're talking about, the full human being and all of this lala. Personally, when I look at Bloomfield and when I look at McLeod, I really feel like, they have all this unresolved emotional baggage they're traveling with, is getting in the way of the performance. That's my opinion.
Okay,
I feel like coaching
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you that a sports psychologist has to be a part of an athlete's everyday preparation. But this is where it's going to become challenging. Everybody is quote unquote going through something different, in the sense that it may not be grieving. You know what I mean? So it's hard to specialize then in the issue. So whilst I agree with having a sports psychologist to assist you in your day-to-day management of just your well-being, making sure that your mindset is in the right place, it's hard to say, oh, because these athletes are grieving, we need to have specialized attention for these particular athletes. Because suppose somebody comes with some other issue, you know what I mean? That's really hard. But I think most of these clubs have sports psychologists, so I don't think that's the problem. I just think that some of these athletes, one, They need to change their circle. Some of them have bad habits. Sometimes we like to look at our athletes and think they're perfect. Again, you pointed it out. They're not, they're human. And we need to understand that, just like how we sit down and know, say, like sometimes you sit and you say, oh, you're not supposed to eat past a certain hour. Who cares? You're on your bed binging ice cream in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? So in that same sense, athletes are human beings, and they will be entertaining in things outside of track and field that may not foster great things in their performances on the track. Sometimes they just have to let it go. Sometimes they choose not to let it go, and they choose to maintain this lifestyle and maintain this structure. So when you don't see them performing, it's hard to, it's really, and that's why I don't like to look at the coach first and start to bash the coach. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the athletes themselves. What can they do for themselves to fix the issue? Because a lot of times we're like, oh, XYZ should be doing better, or Y. But sometimes the athlete themselves needs to look in themselves, figure out what they can do for themselves. And then obviously when sports psychologist steps in now, when coach steps in now, things might work seamlessly. Let me just point this out. I remember listening to Sydney, when she was talking about, her relationship with God. All right, this is gone. 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 All right, I'm just gonna wait for him to come back on. But all right, so Chucky's. Wow, this was a long, long, long conversation. I'm just gonna finish off my point. So what was I saying? Yeah, so Sydney's relationship with God. If she didn't have that kind of relationship with God, she wouldn't be where she is right now, because all of the outside things that were dragging her left, right, and center when she, became was part of the spotlight, would have thrown off her performances on the track. So she had to really bustle down and focus, and I guess become closer to God, in order to maintain that kind of mindset that would make her be successful on the track. So in that sense, a lot of these athletes do not have the correct structure in place around them outside of what's going on the track to help them be successful. They need to get that. Should the coaches help them get that? I don't really think it's the coaches' job to do that. They have to do that for themselves. But for sure, sports psychologists are a must in sports to assist you to overcoming whatever struggles you're going through, just to get you mentally ready so that when you line up, you can give your best. That's my take. Okay. You can call back. You can. Okay. Okay, okay, all right. I understand. We can save it for another time, because I'm gonna do calls every Sunday, so we don't have to cover everything in this one conversation. All right, so Trackies, I hope that was a long conversation. I hope you guys were able to hear um what was being said on the call. We talked about a lot. I think we covered so many things on the call. So I had a lot of fun. So I appreciate the call as well. Um, and I learned a lot too. And that's what I love. I love when I'm on the phone. Um, it opens my eyes to things that I didn't think about. All in the game. Let me just refer to him. He likes to think that I like to hear myself only talk, but that's not true. That you're never gonna learn if you only like to listen to yourself. So I like to listen to everybody. I want to know what's going on. I want to know everybody's thoughts and opinions, and maybe my thoughts and opinions on a particular topic can change as well. So, with that being said, great talk. I'm trying to pronounce your name, Pinnock, but Lord, I don't want to spoil up your first name. So I want to look back at it again just to make sure that I'm not saying madness, but I'm just going to say Pinnock for now. Yeah, I'm just going to say Pinnock. I'm just gonna say Peter. Your first name is throwing me. Um, thanks, Leroy. I'm glad you enjoyed the show today. I hope you guys got into my PayPal and donated trackies for 1 second. It's not. It's connecting. I don't know if it's my internet or it's his. We've been getting a lot of rain, so some my internet its connection is probably a bit poor. It's just saying connecting. It's just saying connecting, not connected yet. So I'm gonna see if that call comes through on my phone. But yeah, um, Chuckies, as I said, hit up my PayPal. My day I wouldn't know all the time I talk when I can donate in it. Um, remember I'm not monetized as I said to you before, so I would really appreciate you guys donating. Let me try to call back because I don't know what's happening. Yeah. So I hope you guys donated, but I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. All right, Pinnock, something's wrong with the internet. It's either my internet or your internet, but it's just saying connecting. So something is wrong. Let me just write a message, poor connection, in response to him. And next time. Why am I saying oh? I appreciated your call. Thank you. Okay, great. So that's it, Trackies. That was a really long call. I've been on live now for 2 hours and 41 minutes. So I think that's going to be the only call. Going forward, I'm probably going to have to manage the calls a bit more. So that I probably can get more people in so that I can get more people in. But yeah, I'm really grateful for the calls and of course the persons that show up in my chat and on the stream and make this show what it is. Trackies, honestly, you don't know how grateful I am sometimes when I think about it because I do get nervous thinking about Agostino. Okay. All right. I got it. Agostino. So yeah, I get really anxious sometimes, thinking about how I will if my message will be received the way I want it to be received. So I really appreciate it when you guys turn up day after day or week after week and give me the support. I really appreciate it. So with that said, I think I covered a lot. We talked about the amazing performances of our Jamaican athletes, and let me just say, Jamaica had a lot of great performances over the weekend. Um, you mean my skin? Your skin always I go, you mean semi shiny right now. Look here, this is not the face I started the stream with. I was looking at it and I'm like, oh, man, my T zone. Oil is streaming through. This isn't glow, this is oil, okay? Albert, you came at the end and the stream is done now. Oh my God. Yes, this is the end of the stream. I had a wonderful call from Agostino. Yeah, so that's what happened today. But we talked about everything. We talked about Britton Wilson was really sad for her. But we know, as you guys would know, I talked about it on a previous stream that they shouldn't have had her running both events, and everything just came to a bust over the weekend for her. I'm hoping that she can recover, go to her national trials, and run a good time and make whichever team she chooses to make, whether it's the 400 or the 400-meter hurdles. Talked about Akira Nugent, talked about her how she looked like a warrior, like she could kill, and she came out and she destroyed the field and she took the win. Talked about how, the moment I saw her get up with them, I knew it was her race. A lot of persons saying, oh, it's only because Alia hit the hurdle, that's why she won. Not my opinion. Akira would have won regardless. So fantastic from her. Talked about Sha'Carri's fantastic run over the weekend, plus also questioned whether or not she should be nominated for the BET Sportswoman of the Year award, which a lot of America cussed me out for, called me a hater, but it is what it is. But we covered a lot today. We covered a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. Ah, Britain went out way too hard. I don't think that was the issue. The issue was the fact that they had her doing two events. Two events. Please look through the last few comments. What have I missed? I'm looking at them. I don't see anything. Hold on there. Maybe I've missed something. I don't know. Let me go back up. Um, really showed us the championship is about showing up. I didn't see those comments. Okay, let me go back up then. Let me go back up. I guess I missed out a bit. So all right, let me take these comments and then that would be the end of the stream, I guess. I'm hoping to end at 3 hours. So let's see. Okay, those are your top three. I guess you when I was talking about what was it, the 400-meter hurdles? I guess a lot of people agree with me in terms of who are the people for the 400-meter hurdles. Sid Femke Ball, Britain, and Shamir would literally have to not run. When me I come and say I come read all in the game, come with them for. These are hurdles events. Anything can happen. For you to predict Jamaica not medaling in the event is a little premature. Short hurdles, yes, not long hurdles. Shem, it's pointless trying to argue with all in the game. um, Panasha, you missed everything. Other than the call, that's the only thing I guess you didn't miss. US trials always come with surprises. Let's see who makes the team first before you come with your predictions. Okay, in 2019, Clayton wasn't expected to medal. It was okay. Yeah, that's good. That's a good call. She wasn't expected to medal, really. Thanks for being here today. I appreciate it. Art Dog, what facts are you saying to NCAA was so fun. Yes, it was, but I was a little disappointed for Britain, as I said before. But you know, Adeleke, she came out and she did something fantastic. Team Texas taking home the title. They were excited on the female side. Um, yeah, it was a really great outdoor championships. Had fun. Now it's time for the girls and the boys to move on, or the women and the men to move on to bigger and better things. Some of them will be able to go to their trials and meet their team. For Adeleke, I'm thinking that she's a shoe in to make the what's it, Irish team. Um, Ireland has a yeah, okay, yeah, Ireland. She's definitely a shoe in. So it's a good look. It's a good look for the sport. A lot of people are saying the sport is dead. I don't think so, based on the performances that I've been seeing. We just need to keep pushing the sport. Keep pushing the sport. Don't keep the sport into a little box, into a little bubble where it's a members only club where only some people can talk about it. Yeah, let's keep pushing the sport. That's all. Um, Shamir Little Shamir Little is a choker at championships. Yes, she doesn't do her best when it matters most. I have to say. I have to say, Britain can be vulnerable as well, as we saw that last night. I don't think it was an issue of being vulnerable, Shem. I think that it was unrealistic having her do two 400-meter races, and I mean one with barriers in the space of 20 minutes. That was crazy. They should have never let her do that in the first place. They should have let her pick one event and keep it pushing. Brianna was overconfident. She beat herself. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I just think Tina is a warrior, man. I learned one thing with track. You have to show up when it counts. Ask Asafa. Agreed. Would still talk crazy Anna Hall, who recently beat Rochelle over the end. Oh, God Almighty. It's like we're not supposed to big up our athletes over here. What is wrong with you all in the game? This is a Jamaican channel. We're gonna big up our athletes regardless whether or not the performances are better or worse than American performances, okay? You speak as if MVP and Steve Francis didn't learn as and grow from Shelley and Elaine Sharika. The Sharika Sam what is it, Simeon? Look here. The Sharika Elaine Shelley incident is yesterday. What are you talking about? How when were we supposed to see them grow from this situation? We haven't seen any proof of it yet. Remember Shelly left, Shelly left, then Elaine left, and the only one left is Sharika. So the way for us to know if they've grown from the scenario situation is to watch what happens with Tina, Serena, and Tia. Anna Hall believes in herself. That's her super strength. Anna Hall is very talented. I swear I've seen her in every event I've been watching. I don't know. I see her all about the place. People who believe in themselves are unbeatable. We rise to the occasion when it matters. You can't predict the future. We have a rich history in that event. We have multiple medals at the World and Olympics level. Check our status. Anna Hall's mental fortitude is immense. Agreed. One thing about with Alana, she not care who in the race, she go give her all. Look and see how she ran with those pro athletes, fearless. Agreed. Not here. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you weren't hearing him. What I'm saying is look at Adeleke and Wilson and understand that you have to show up when it matters most. Again, I don't think Wilson's issue was not showing up when it mattered most. The events just took a toll on her. She did too much. Two 400-meter events is too much. One 400-meter hurdles, one 400 is too much. It's too much. It's too much. 20 minutes apart, it's too much. Um, we are only speaking from what we know. You don't know what it is like balancing school and track, so we can talk from the sidelines. Agreed, agreed. But guess what? To be world class in anything, you have to make sacrifices. That's the only way you're gonna be the best. So us being from the sidelines saying, talking like it's easy, we're not saying it's easy. It's just something that they're gonna have to deal with. They're gonna have to, and as a matter of fact, even as they are now as athletes, as student athletes, they still have to manage school because they are student athletes, not just quote unquote athletes. The student comes before it, meaning that they have to be performing in the classroom as well. So they currently are managing their schoolwork and managing what they're doing on the track or in the field. So if they go pro, they still have to manage school. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that. I don't think that is implausible. Really enjoy the show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Adrian, me tired of your laugh after me, Um, Akira made me so happy. Listen, one, she get her start. None of those other girls was touching her. Also, Masai only hit one hurdle, and Akira hit the last hurdle and still won. You remember what we talked about before? We said, listen, her start was going to give her the race. We saw this from before Albert. A lot of people didn't believe. Too bad for them. She came out. She did exactly what we expected. She won that race. She hit the last hurdle, but the momentum that was carrying her didn't throw her off at all. And, ran 12:25, one of the fastest time, all conditions. I want to start using that. All conditions, learning from the Americans and bigging up our times. It was fantastic, a fantastic race. Don't know what happened to Ackelia though. I don't think that hurdle that she hit. I don't think she hit it that hard. Looking at the hurdle that she hit, I don't think she hit it that hard. It to me, it's like she got mentally defeated in the race. Like the moment she saw Akira beside her, like she just fizzled out. Because even after she hit the hurdle and she was running, the kind of effort or the fierceness wasn't in her face. Go look at the front shot. Watch the race again. Look at Alia's face and look at how she looks kind of defeated mentally running the last bit of the race. Um, and what I told you, these Americans, is that Masai may have the collegiate record, but it's only those who are able to perform under pressure who win medals on the world stage. Akira been there, done that, as she said in the indoors. When it comes to championships, That's her thing. Hey Orlando, so touchy. So just big up all Jamaican athletes beyond all reason. Look here, all if them around 2 minutes 10 second as a 800 meter athlete as a woman, mega big them up. So you can stay there. You can stay there. Just remember you asked me a question. Which question did I ask you, Adrian? Didn't get to go to champs, only central champs. She hit it, but it wasn't hard. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like when I watch the race again, I've watched it maybe a million times, but just analyzing what I saw, she is like she didn't expect Akira to be that much up on her so quickly. I'm sure she expected Akira to come at her, but I'm thinking that she was thinking it was in the end part of the race. That's when she was looking to see Akira, but Akira was with her from the beginning, and I'm thinking that messed with her a little bit mentally. She hit a hurdle, but again, that hit that she hit the hurdle was that is a considered hit. If you look at how Masai hit the hurdle, Masai hit the hurdle, but Masai still ran back strong. I don't know what happened with Alia. Alia looked like she just give up at some point. Just was like, okay, I'm not winning this race. It's done. They are trying to downplay Akira's win. I'm seeing it all over based on the comments. Yes, those are the same people that are online talking about how the coach should have never had Britain do the 400 meters and the 400 meter hurdles. Those are the same people when weeks ago when they saw her doing it had no issue. They live in a bubble. I don't know which bubble they live in, but they live someplace. You're right, T. The Americans are now so obsessed with this under all conditions. Foolishness. They are the only ones who have made people now pay attention to how much and how little wind there is in races. For the common man, it works. It works for the common man because at the end of the day, breaking Johan will be the Alea is a technical runner. Once she hits that hurdle, she was off her game. She is a technician. She is totally different from Messiah Russell or Nugent. Okay, I'm thinking I'm understanding what you're saying, James, in the sense that she doesn't have the speed Akira has when it comes to the flat event or Masai. I'm thinking that's what you're saying, where she's literally just a great hurdler from a technical perspective. But at the same time, all hurdlers have to be great technicians, in my opinion, to even do the race. Because, like, what are you doing then if you can't be a good technician in the hurdles? You know what I mean? So I don't think that's an excuse. I definitely don't think that's an excuse. Not at all. Not at all. If you look at her face, just that's my thing, James. Go back, look at her face when Akira was up on her, and tell me your opinion. She looked like she gave up. She looked like she gave up. Um, she can be different. She can be different all she wants. Once Akira gets that start right, that top end speed will take her to greatness. Agreed. All right. Okay, Chuckies, we're right on the 3 hour mark. I hope you guys donated. I'm gonna go eat my dinner now because my belly is telling me that I'm hungry. Um, okay, you see this part now? This is where I don't agree, Shem. This is where I don't agree. You see, when it comes to races, and this is why I'm always having a back and forth, especially with our own Jamaicans, when I talk about, let's say I talk about let's use Alana and Serena in this case. So let's say I do a video about Alana and I do a video about Serena. Then persons will come in the comment section and say, oh, we shouldn't be trying to pit the athletes against each other because they're all Jamaican. Let's just wish. And I'm like, no, 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 no. They're all lining up to win. They all want to win. So in this sense, Shem, I'm not gonna say Akira wanted to win more than anybody else. You know what I mean? Because genuinely, I believe once you line up, you want to win. regardless of who is in the race. You want to win, whether or not you believe you truly can win, whether or not you're running the times that tell you that you can be a gold medal winner. You want to win. That's just how I look at sports in general. So in this sense, I'm not going to agree with you that Akira wanted to win more than anything else. I think all of them wanted to win. It's just that on this day, Akira, superb execution from gun to tape, took it. Again, nobody's infallible. It doesn't mean that Akira isn't going to lose a race going forward. It just means that when it comes to challenging or contending for championships, she is somebody to bet on. She is somebody to bet on. She is somebody to bet on. Um, I've watched the race so many times, Steve. You could literally see when Akira hit top and she completely dominated the race. Yes, yes, agreed. And a lot of people are saying that if, again, Alia and Masai didn't have the issues they had in the race, they Akira wouldn't have won. Nonsense. Nonsense. You guys can go back and look at Akira doing SECs. She was well behind Alia, and she ate that track and almost caught Alia close to the line. So it tells you her top end. So those who didn't know Akira's top end were living in La La Land or just choose not to see. The moment we noticed that she could get up with them from the semifinal, it was over. It was done and dusted. The moment I saw her in the semifinal, to me the race was over. It was Akira's race. I saw her then. I said she's getting up with them. It's her race. So wasn't it the Americans who always hype up their athletes because of the fast time? I don't know why he has an issue with us talking about our athletes and hyping up our athletes. Like, that's ridiculous. Y'all hype up your athletes all day, every day. Sha'Carri is nominated for Sportswoman of the Year from BET. That alone tells you enough. ah, my point is he doesn't have the top end speed to. My point is she doesn't have the top end speed to make up for hitting a hurdle, not like Masai, Russell, and Nugent. Okay, okay. So you're saying she can't come back once she hits the hurdle. Okay, I get you. I get you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We get him. I understand, James. I understand. The American athletes literally ran 10-7 and 10-8 with wind times. That should make them run 10-6. I don't understand what you're saying, Adrian. Oh God. Why? That's oh that mercy. I literally said this yesterday. I am now so appreciative of Shelley's ability to run 10-6s like it's nothing, because these girls over +3 win can only run 10-7 low. Yes, they got a big him up. God, God. Okay. Where's my phone going off? Um, okay, I think I'm gonna check my messages later, but anyway, it's 3:02. Chuckies, I had fun. Every time I say I'm going, I never go. It's like I can't go. I love talking to y'all. I enjoy this. But anyway, that's it for me today. I had fun. All in the game being its typical petty self. I'm looking forward to what's coming in the coming weeks. I'm happy. I'm excited. I will see you guys. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Tuesday, Tuesday, Tuesday. I don't think I'm going to break this video up. I don't think so. But I'll see you guys on Tuesday nonetheless. And if there's anything breaking news related, then yes, I'll come back. And then I will talk about that. But so far, it's Tuesday. Yeah? Tuesday, Tuesday, Tuesday. And I need to focus on my animation. When I take more from my animation, and I need to get back into the thick of things. All right, Albert, later. Thank you. You too. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Bye bye, guys. I hope you guys donated. Bye bye bye.